The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 raid is out, and many people already having a criticism that you might feel like is a weird criticism for a raid, but given the game's history, I am setting my sights on skill-based matchmaking as one of the problems, which also might sound a little strange. What does skill-based matchmaking have to do with Call of Duty or a raid? Like, it obviously has to do with Call of Duty multiplayer, but what does it have to do with Call of Duty trying to get into PvE content, trying to get into raids or more challenging content? But if you look at some of the headlines, some of the complaints from the community, I think this is going to be a continued problem for Call of Duty going forward if they would like to do more of the challenging content. This is something they have never tried before. It is essentially a continuation of the campaign. It is also attached to Spec Ops. So if you're unaware of this, in the middle of the week on December the 14th, 15th, somewhere in there, it was supposed to launch on the 14th. Some people are saying it officially launched on the 15th, so it's a little confusing. But you had to get a key, and you had to have a pre-made fire team of 3 to go into the Modern Warfare 2 raid episode 1. So this is basically the first one. This is going to be an episodic thing. It's not going to be just a one and done exercise. So they have plans to do more with this. Now, I saw headlines from Games Radar, from thegamer.com, that made me say, well, that's a little strange. Call of Duty, of all games, shouldn't be dealing with what we're seeing sort of reported as complaints about this raid. Games Radar headline was, Modern Warfare 2 players can't play the raid because they have no friends. That seems a little mean, but that's what people were saying. TheGamer.com said Call of Duty players disappointed that new Modern Warfare 2 raid requires friends, which, if you're familiar with raid content, if you've ever touched this kind of content in games before, none of this seems out of place, like requiring a full fire team, requiring a pre-made team, and communication doesn't really seem out of step with what you would expect to find in really challenging content, and Games Radar had the following to say. Call of Duty launched its first ever raid on Modern Warfare 2 on December the 15th. However, players discovered the raid requires a pre-made party of 3 players, which has led to plenty of posts where players are bemoaning the lack of actual friends. Now, I think at one level there are some unrealistic expectations here. I want to make my case about skill-based matchmaking, so let me get there. But I do think there are some unrealistic expectations. Maybe people just unfamiliar with what raids ask of people. Here's one quote from somebody. I only have one friend who occasionally plays MW2. I also have kids, which means I can only play when they're asleep, and my setup is right next to their room, which means I can't use a mic. Infinity Ward not letting us matchmake with others makes this content inaccessible to some people. That's just sort of how this content goes. It's going to be inaccessible to you if you're in a position where you can't do the bare minimum, which is you can't play with other people. And also, even if you could find other people, maybe you use Reddit or an LFG site, you can't use your microphone. Like, I don't think that's going to work in this kind of content in virtually any game. Another person said, I'm 40 years old with 2 young kids and I work full time. I simply don't have time to organize a quote raid night like the devs want. Why on earth would you make this mission not use matchmaking? I'm 41 and I have 2 kids, and even though I do YouTubing around gaming, I obviously resonate with this. It's like, yeah, man, it's tough to have a night designated to a raid night, but again, that's what this type of content demands of people. I don't really know why anybody was going into a raid with the idea that, like, oh, I'd be able to jump in and matchmake and use a microphone. Here's the catch-22 of challenging content, all right? People really want to play it, they want the rewards, but if it's truly challenging, you really can't do it match made, and you really can't do it as something that doesn't require a microphone and communication. It wouldn't really be challenging if you could go in, no mic, and just match make and just beat it with random people. That wouldn't really be truly challenging content. You'd basically just be co-oping some campaign missions that might be a little bit tougher than the base campaign or the vanilla campaign. One person spoke to the challenge of this this on the Reddit post that was getting the most traction and said, I'm not joking when I say the odds of finding randoms for you to finish this are next to zero. I did this with two buddies who are both very good at Call of Duty and games in general, and it was very challenging. You absolutely need all three people to have mics and a willingness to cooperate. So listen, if you're going to try to do this, that's what the people that are beating it are saying. Now, I think the real culprit is skill-based matchmaking, which doesn't make any sense without explanation. Like, how does skill-based matchmaking affect some hard piece of content that's an extension of the campaign? Like, make sense of this, Lono. All right, I'll do my best, all right? Now, a game of this size, as popular as Call of Duty is, having people within its community who are struggling to find friends to play with, and they're also seemingly not actively growing their list of, like, when I play players. When I played Call of Duty the most with the original Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 in that era, I had guys that I teamed up with because we were always on at the same time every day, and I met them out in the wild. I didn't have these people from my real life coming into the game with me, okay? So essentially what I was doing is I was playing Call of Duty, running into good players, and sending them friend invites. When I was show prepping for this show with my producer, he said back in the day when he would be crushing it in a particular game, he'd get a bunch of friend invites and party invites, and now he gets hate mail. The ecosystem and culture around skill in these games has shifted, and I think skill-based matchmaking is one of the reasons for that. It essentially creates a narrative that good players are the enemy. They're to be hated and shoved out of your lobby. You don't want to have to play against them, instead of them being a potential ally or teammate. So I think there are two main causes here. Number one, I think the big foundational cause is skill-based matchmaking. It is antithetical to community or friend building. You're not building your friends list. You're not growing a community of people that you can play with. Nobody really wants to play with their friends either. Even if you have a friends list, if any of your friends are better than you, it's unenjoyable to play with them. Squatting up right now in Modern Warfare 2 is incredibly frustrating from virtually anybody I've spoken to, and even my own experiences, as well as the people in this community. It just is not a good time. I've had this experience in other games as well. I simply can't play games like Apex Legends or Fortnite if I play with people who are better than me, because they drag me into lobbies where I don't stand a chance. I simply don't have the time and really the base level skill to compete at that level. There are people that are just always going to play at a much higher level than you. They just have that innate skill, or they just are able to play seemingly all day. Now, connected to this is an isolation of the player base, which is also linked to something else that they're doing. They're lobby busting. You never get to continue in the same lobby with anybody. There's no rivalries. There's no trash talk. There's no, hey man, you did pretty well. Let's stick together. Let me send you a friend invite. Let me get you into my party. You're not creating those connections within the community. You're isolating people, because all it is about really at this point is don't play with your friends. Don't send invites to people who are really good. Any of those things run the risk of ruining your night. And lobby busting is a part of skill-based matchmaking. It's an effort to keep people from facing the same players or going on a losing streak, which is causing all sorts of connection issues, and it's hard to stay in a lobby. I remember a week or two ago, I had to delete a VOD and just cancel a stream because we were trying to play DMZ, and I just couldn't get into the game with the people I was trying to play with. Disconnects are making it harder to play together. Lobby busting creates this flat tire, this sense of gotta re-squad up. You're not actually interacting with people in a social way. They're just sort of like annoying nuisances in the game, and then they're no longer in your lobby. They're on to some other lobby because it's been busted up. Crashes and overall performance are also, I think, just making it easier for people to play solo. So what does this have to do with the raid? Well, everything. If you're trying to foster a community of people who are teaming up and want to face challenges together and have a squad. I had a squad back in the day. I had guys that I rocked with. If this raid would have come out back then, we would have had a team ready moment one, and I'm not seeing that in this game. I'm seeing a very, very different trend of very self-focused gameplay where playing with teammates, meeting new teammates is just not something anybody wants to do. And the undercurrent, the foundation that's causing all of this fractured feeling is skill-based matchmaking. The PvE side of the game is saying, hey, Come play together. We got Spec Ops. Even DMZ's a little PvE oriented in my mind. We got raids. Come play together. And the PvP side of the game is basically saying playing together is hell. Okay? You got SBMM, you got connection issues, you got lobby busting. They have fractured the very foundation of the communal and social aspect of a game that is living and breathing on the bloodlines of multiplayer, and this is at the heart of all of it. Being good at the game means you are no longer a potential ally or teammate. It means you're the enemy. And skill-based matchmaking really pushes forward that narrative, continuing to make it seem like being good at the game is a problem or a threat to somebody's enjoyment instead of a potential friend for future challenges and future content. At the end of the day, I think Call of Duty's desire to have challenging endgame PvE content will falter and struggle because they have fostered a community of people that do not seek to play together and do not seek to meet other people to play together, which means all future episodes of the raid will likely see similar complaints. And if they give in and give people matchmaking, they'll likely have to dial down the challenge, which means you're not really creating hard endgame challenging content. You're just creating more missions to go run in a very diluted and uninteresting way, which I think at its core is not what they're going for. They want to have lots of different funnels and lots of different content offerings. And one of their coolest, most exciting things that they offered that I was kind of pumped for, in my mind's already falling flat. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep watching for the live stream discussion. This is a longer video because I do have live stream discussions and talk shows Monday through Friday, so make sure you're subscribed with the bell button. I am a safe for work broadcaster. If you are in the live audience, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Make sure you're smashing like, talking in chat. Don't be on top chat. You want to be able to see what everybody is saying, so make sure you are on live chat. Make sure you're on live chat. Yeah, I didn't do a story last night. I completely forgot. I meant to do it this morning. Completely forgot. It's just not in my rhythm. My rhythm was I started recording sneak peeks, and then we stopped that as soon as we started it, so I don't have any rhythm with it. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Well said, sir. Now let's spend the next 2 hours saying that's not what I said. Yeah, I'm interested with you. I'm interested in your guys' take on this. Am I out in left field on this? Do you think I'm onto something? Because from where I sit, they have busted one of the foundations of their own game, which is meeting people in the wild, squatting up, forming a team, and no one's doing that. And if no one's doing that, I think you have created a community of isolated, nobody's got a friends list type of players. I mean, I'm not saying everybody needs to play the game like me, but it just strikes me as odd that you've got people that are like, yeah, I can only play at such and such a time and such a night, and I don't have any friends to play with. Well, why not? Well, I'll tell you why not. Because he's playing a game that has isolated him from meeting new people or playing with his friends. Slowly but surely, you've diluted the player experience down to a solo-focused, self-focused thing. Nice shirt, bud. I have the same one, wore it yesterday. If you guys like this shirt, you can go to intotheam.com/Lono, or anytime you're at intotheam.com, use code Lono. It supports me, and they do have really, really dope shirts over there. Here, I'll give you a little sample. Check it out. There's the full. Got all my stuff set up over here, looking good. If you want to know what any of that is, feel free to ask. Thank you guys again for being here. Make sure you're doing all of the things. You can spam the Lono dope emote to remind people to do a thumbs up. You can say good morning. And again, don't be on top. I want to get rid of top chat. I wish I could set the default, but we got to do what we got to do. Good morning, feed. Good to see you in the chat. All right, Rock is disagreeing with me. He says, skill-based matchmaking is just the boogeyman of COD. People don't like that there's better players than them. You should see the MW2 subreddit, OMG. I got news for you, Rock. You're reducing it down to a dismissive attitude, which I think is a mistake, and we're already seeing evidence of that in player exodus. We had a video absolutely crushed this week talking about why players are leaving. Do you know what the two most common reasons I got for people leaving and not playing? Skill-based matchmaking and crashes and connection issues. Crashes and connection issues are basically the same thing. They all said the same thing. But they're all just dreaming it up, and they're all just, I just don't want to play people that are better than me. That's not it at all. Not a single one of the complaints that I read about SBMM said, I can't stand playing people that are better than me. That's not what they were saying. They're saying the same thing I was saying. You literally go from killing bots and players who are garbage, and that's not very satisfying because there's no satisfaction in beating someone who's not better than you. Like, maybe for a little bit, but by and large, you know, it's more fun to beat people when you feel you've been truly challenged. It's a lot more satisfying. It's a lot more satisfactory, but that doesn't mean you want every game to be a sweat fest. What most people are experiencing is they get what I call skill-based matchmaking whiplash. They're in a game and they stomp because everyone's a trash can. And then the video game is like, oh, you are very good. And it yanks them up into lobbies where now they're the one getting trounced on. And I'll be honest with you, it just isn't worth the trouble. It isn't worth the trouble. Anytime I've talked about this, the response I get is a variety of things. There is the get good guy. You just gotta get good, man. Sounds like a skill issue. Okay. You know what's easier than getting good and caring about my skill in Call of Duty? Do you know what's easier? Not playing and going and playing something else. Like, there's plenty of there's plenty of games right now that are well worth my time. Not a game where I apparently have to train or really focus and get good. No, it's just easier to not do any of that. It is. It's just way easier. Yo, $100 tip through Super Chat. Just throwing down the gauntlet. Good Friday morning, Lono and chat. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Ghost in the Garage Gaming. Guys, if you can choose between Super Chat and Gifteds, make sure and consider gifting members of the community. Every 25, I have to gift 5 back. I know some of you can't do it because you're on mobile, so Super Chats are super awesome and generous. Thank you, Ghost in the Garage Gaming, for that. Oops, that's the wrong scene. I was trying to go back here to make sure my alerts are on. Okay, my alerts are on. That is a monster tip, man. Thank you very much. Eugene said, who's the person having trouble finding squads for PvE content? Where did they comment? There were multiple posts, there were multiple articles about this. And I don't agree with these people, by the way. You need to listen to what I'm saying. I am not saying that this activity should be match made. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the fact that there are people who are like, I don't have anybody to play with. Why are they requiring a pre-made fire team? That right there, I think, is a continued indication that they have completely fractured the communal aspect of this game. It is not the game that it used to be. If this game would have dropped a raid back when the original Modern Warfare 2 came out, I got news for you. People like me and many others would have had a squad ready to go. And guess what? People like me now, what are we doing? We're not playing, or we're playing by ourselves. I wouldn't have had a team to run this raid. I'm a friggin' streamer, and I didn't have a team of people to run the raid. Because it's like, it's just everyone's isolated, everyone's playing by themselves, everyone's sort of separated, or they've just decided that it isn't worth playing. People commenting on the internet about being able to find people to play with, don't know how to use the internet, tons of Discord, etc. You're not talking about the right thing, Eugene. You're doing that thing of like, I can't believe people are too stupid to know about the things that I know about while they're on the internet. No. What I'm seeing is an indication of what we've always said. Skill-based matchmaking has created a non-communal game. You're not meeting people in the wild and adding to them to your friends list. You're not doing that because a good player is a threat to your play time. A good player is not going to make your time and your games better. It isn't. Every time I play this game, the minute I get somebody in my fire team that I know is better than me, it is not fun because the game is like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's a sweat lobby. Not only that, if you stack up, obviously they're going to try and put you against other stacks. So you're getting hit from both ends. They're trying to find a stack. They're also trying to find people at the skill level of your best player, is what it consistently seems like. So it's like, I'm just not going to play with people. I had the same experience in Fortnite. I had the same experience in Apex. Imagine those games with the way they've done things doing the same thing, being like, yeah, we've completely disincentivized people from playing together, meeting new people, adding people to their friends list. We've completely disincentivized people from doing that. I don't know why there aren't people that have a fire team ready to go to run the raid. It just doesn't make sense. It makes perfectly good sense to me. I have 5 friends that play Call of Duty still. We rarely play together, always in a voice party, but in different matches. Right, because it's just easier to play by yourself. You don't got to deal with lobby busting. You don't got to deal with disconnects. You don't got to deal with somebody dropping out of your fire team. How is the raid itself, though? From what I'm reading, the results and the response are mixed. The results and the response are mixed. There are people that said it was really glitchy and buggy and had problems. There were people that didn't like the fact that they needed all these things to do beforehand. They thought they were just going to be grind Spec Ops and go in. Skill-based matchmaking isn't about getting good. It's about punishing the people that do. That's right. I said that, and I stand by that statement. Morning, says Rad. We're finally getting a standard coffee maker after our Keurig crapped out. Told Hubs we'd buy your coffee to support, and he said, you remind that guy that when it all went down, I knew he was getting effed. I've been by his side since the beginning. Watch out, fam. My Hubs is a real fanboy. Well, I appreciate him very, very much. Thank you, Rad. No fun playing against Johnny Sweatband. What are the raid mechanics like? I mean, I obviously saw people criticizing the mechanics because apparently, you know, the most mechanical aspect of it is a water maze where you have to manage your oxygen, which I actually thought it sounded pretty good. I actually thought it sounded pretty cool. Like, you're navigating a water maze and you have to, make sure everybody has enough oxygen. So you're I think you're sharing an oxygen thing. I actually think that's a pretty cool idea. I don't think that's obviously, groundbreaking or earth-shattering, but it certainly sounds cool. It's it's something you gotta monitor, something you gotta, stay on top of. I suck at competitive multiplayer, and that makes me everyone's friends now. Yeah, I guess so. You want to know what's funny? In Shoot House, says King Titan, we had the opposing team camp in the second floor with trophy systems, cameras, and proximity mines, and no one could get in there, and they had RPGs and shotguns. I mean, that sounds like a pretty smart play, honestly. People's expectations on the raid have been way too high as far as what it would be. It's funny, Eugene. It's getting it from both sides. There are people that expected this raid to be on the level of an MMO. And then there are people that are I thought I was going to be able to matchmake and play it without a microphone. It's what? No, to both of you. No, this isn't going to be an MMO raid, and it certainly isn't going to be something you can matchmake into and play without a microphone. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be the first coffee order of the day? Who's going to gift the first batch of members or be the first member? We already have 2 coffee orders. They're already in. I was just saying, who's the first coffee order? 3 dark and 2 Frickmas to my man Silent. Hey, that's a box. And when you order enough bags of coffee to get a box, my wife will put Sour Patch Kids in your box. You might get naughty or nice. You might get coal, or you might get the normal kind, like the black Sour Patch. So I'm not sure what you're going to get. She'll decide if you're naughty or nice. Zybersword got an order of Frickmas and an order of Light. There we go. 2 coffee orders already. Well, that means we need some members now. We need some gifteds. We need some people to jump in. Consider clicking join. Tonight is the return of Hilly Hijinks. Me and Hilly will be playing some games together tonight. From overnight. I didn't see any. I printed them all. Yeah. I got 2 or 3 orders last night when I wasn't even streaming, and I printed all of them last night. So all of the orders from yesterday got printed. So I'm burning the midnight oil a lot of the times when you guys put those orders in. We take care of you. My wife will be shipping out everything from yesterday today. It gets to you lightning fast. Sipping on a dark roast right now. Fantastic. Thank you. For those of you unaware, we're talking about coffee. I have my own coffee. It's my own. It's my own. And it's called Reforge Roast because the name of the channel is Reforge Gaming. So consider checking it out. You can go to reforgeroast.com or you can use the coffee command in chat. Thank you, everybody who's been supporting that. What's the black taste like? There are flavor descriptions on... I don't know. Oh, black raspberry. Black raspberry. The Sour Patch Coal is... The flavor is black raspberry. It's not like black licorice or something. So the general consensus, this is my point. This is an opinion piece. This is a prediction piece, okay? So this is something that I like to do. Creature put this in front of me last night, and I just rubbed my hands together. And I said, here we go. This is what I said would happen. I said this in multiple skill-based matchmaking videos, that it is antithetical to the communal aspect of these games. It breaks the heart of what Call of Duty used to be. That guy's really good. I want to play with him. That guy crushed it. This guy on my team is really good. I want to keep playing with this person. Silent Warrior is going to get things started. That's the first gifted member of the day. That's one. There it is. Every 25, I have to gift 5. So keep it going. James the Human, welcome on in. You just got gifted a member. I think the raid shouldn't be match made because randos are so ignorant to listen and follow simple instructions, but it's annoying for people who don't have a group. Here's the thing. I'm saying two things. I don't think the raid should be match made with people running around without microphones, but I also think you're going to have way more people that feel that way, that it should have matchmaking, because they have busted the foundation of what this game used to be with skill-based matchmaking. Yo, Dark Taco says, hype train. He gifted a member. There we go. And it went to Michael. That is amazing. You know, we could just do a gifted member train of 1 each time. You guys don't have to do like a big batch. Just do 1. You know? Just 1. Pay it forward to somebody. Lono, I've watched all your videos on SBMM, and it really changed my mind on SBMM. I used to believe in it because I thought it was actually being put with others of my skill level. It does the opposite. I'm telling you, everybody's tone has shifted on it. I have experienced this, right? I found the raid to be fun and not super challenging. It'll be good about 3 times, and that's it, says Kratos. This has been my experience, right? This has been my experience. I'm gonna try something really quickly. I want to try something very quickly. We'll see if let's see if this story thing works while let's try something, Creature. All right. So there's this thing you can do where you can like record a story to tell people like what you're talking about, and I'm gonna try it right now. It's like a 9-second thing. Yo, Zach Smith says, let's keep the gifted member train going. He says, I'm gonna gift a member. You are the best. Thank you so much. That one went to King Titan, who's already doing conversating this morning and adding to the conversation. Hey, we're talking right now on Friday, November the 16th. It's not November, it's December, but you know what I'm saying. We're talking about skill-based matchmaking being the reason that the Modern Warfare 2 raid is going to fail long-term. What do you think? Getting alive, come talk to me. I don't know what that's going to do. I'm just posting it. That's a disaster. I said it was November. Thank you, Zach Smith. Thank you, Zach Smith, man. You the best. I'm gonna pop that up at a 3. There we go. King of the one take. Yeah, I said it was freaking November. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? It's skill-based matchmaking's fault. Can't say you didn't try. Everything is skill-based matchmaking's fault. No, I actually am trying to make a good argument. I'm not just trying to do the let's have a scapegoat. Let's have one thing that we blame everything on. You should do another one tonight after a beer. Oh, I'll definitely do it tonight, Hilly. I'll be like, come on, get in here. We're playing. November, then mic drop. Love it. Yeah. I've watched some videos from other creators, and they seem to think that they have the on-the-fly skill-based matchmaking, because when you do really good on the first half of the match, the back half, you'll do absolute trash. Yeah, I've seen all sorts of theories about skill-based matchmaking affecting damage, affecting aim assist, affecting lag. I have seen a lot of just wild theories. There are wild theories out there about this. I think SBMM should be removed because so many reverse boost, and even some YouTubers I've watched reverse boost and even promote reverse boost, they need to go back to lobby matchmaking based on ping. I'll tell you this right now. A lot of your content creators that are like, yo, I dropped a 50 bomb in MW2. No, you didn't. You reverse boosted for, an hour, and then you loaded into a game of people who are controlling the controller with their tongue and you blasted them into oblivion, you're nothing. Anybody can do that. I could find the most mediocre player alive, reverse boost his account into oblivion, be like, here you go, buddy, play, and be like, look at the scoreboard of my man Frank here. He just put down a 50 bomb. No, he didn't. You reverse boosted into a potato farm. Like, you're nothing. Anybody can do that. And that's the thing. SBMM is so manipulable that's what people are doing. SBMM makes leveling guns so unenjoyable. Exactly. This touches everything. It really does. You want to play this? You want to do this raid? You want to do this 3-man thing, really high intense? You're going to need a bunch of homies. Oh my gosh. My man Mayhem dropping a 20 bomb on chat. That is a lot of members. JPE Morgan, Black Draft, DJ, The Legacy, Vigil, The Turk, James Gunn, Bellix, Sin, Immortal Gaming, Reminder, Tony the Tiger, Nathan C, Illuminati Mafia, Let Us Pray, Vinny G, Sean Waldorf, Pooger, RJ Baltimore, and AB. That's 20 people putting us on the doorstep of when I have to gift members every 25. I don't do this once. I'll do this as many times as you do it in a stream. Every 25, I have to gift 5 members to the community. We are now 2 away. Thank you very much. If you just got a membership, we do member segments Monday through Friday in the middle of the day. It's when I have lunch. But on Fridays, it's a little different. On Fridays, I do a rundown podcast with my man 30 and Still Gaming. So we do a Friday night stream. So tonight, I'll be playing games with Hilly and having some drinks just for members. So make sure you're in the Discord. Make sure you got all those notifications turned on. Like, I don't want to overstate my case. And thank you again, Mayhem. That is so generous. And thank you for the $100 tip earlier, too, from Ghost in the Garage Gaming. Super generous and kind. I don't want to overstate my case. But skill-based matchmaking literally touches everything in the game. Everything. You want to level up guns? Well, guess what you're doing? You're playing with something that is off meta or you're less comfortable with. Well, can you really do that if the game is asking you to get good? If every game is a sweat box? Right? Hey, there they go. Oh boy, here they come. Captain Toasty Buns gifting 1, Dark Taco gifting 1, and Just Blaze is going to gift 5. That is 7. There's another one from Dark Taco. That is 8. That puts us at 31. And I'm going to give 5. I don't add mine to that total, so it's less confusing. Thank you guys so much for doing that. DWA98, Corey Optician, Adon, Optimus, Koopa Coops, Zachary Hoover, and ACM. You guys are all invited to a members-only stream tonight with me and Hilly. It's the return of Hilly Hijinks. We were going to do a holiday Hilly Hijinks in light of the spirit of the season. I'll be wearing a Santa hat, and we'll be playing some games. We're going to play the last tier of Nostalgaia, and then maybe We Were Here Forever. And when we're drinking, those games are absolutely perfect for us to just get stupid in. So, anyway, you see how high you can get that number. 31. Next time I'm going to have to do this, it'll be at 50. Let me gift you guys your members. You'll be wearing a Santa hat? Oh, just a Santa hat. Okay, Hilly. Well, it's not that kind of stream, but all right. All right, I'm a man of my word. Here's my 5 gifted as a thank you. Every 25 I do this. Appreciate you guys. I hope you get one. The more often you're here and the more often you watch, the more likely you will get a gifted member. And I like seeing names that I recognize get them because we are covering Call of Duty, and we're not really, obviously, a Call of Duty channel. So, I'll wear a Santa hat in solidarity. Thank you. My man Black Superman got one. He's here and leaves comments on the regular. Thank you. Punith, Peter Molnair, Fat Ninja, and Big Juicer. Those are some amazing names to say back-to-back. You guys all got gifted members. Welcome on in to Reforge Gaming. Be sure to get into our Discord. Let me make sure I'm not failing to call out coffee orders. I bet you I've got one. Coffee order from Maze Rage. 2 bags of Frickmas. Nope, another one from Rad. Oh, Rad, you're so sweet. Thank you. A light roast. A light roast to Rad. You the best, Rad. All right. So, I was talking about using other weapons. Leveling up the gunsmith. Modern Warfare 2 gunsmith is a convoluted system that deserves its own criticism, but forget that for now. Let's imagine that it's good. It's not. Let's imagine that it's good. And you're trying to navigate it. You're trying to level weapons. You're trying to get attachments, which means you have to go off meta. You have to go off of what is familiar. Love you, bro. Love you. You see what I'm saying? You've got to kind of leave where your comfort level is. My man ACM's going to gift a membership. There we go. Moving the number a little bit more. Little bit more. Hang on, that's not the right thing. There we go. And that one went to Resident Recon. I love seeing a name like that get one. Welcome on in, Resident. I hope I see a bunch of you guys here tonight. Me and Hilly have so much fun. It really is a good time. And we don't do it all that often. As a member, sometimes Friday night is a community game night. We did a surprise community game night last week with Among Us Hide and Seek. And sadly, the servers sucked. But we might do that sometimes. Just kind of surprise you guys with like, hey, it's community game night. So make sure you're setting aside those Friday night streams. A lot of the times, too, it is me and my wife playing games. But she's got a Christmas party she's got to go to tonight. Lono, can you add Go Blue to at least one of those coffee bags when you sign them? No, sorry, well, I'm hearing a loud buzzing. Frick you, bro. anyways, skill-based matchmaking, it asks something of you, right? Skill-based matchmaking doesn't just say, oh, we're trying to help the little guy. No, it goes beyond that. It's asking something of you. Play better, be better, get better. Well, what if you don't want to do that? What if you just want to goof off? What if you just want to grind weapon unlocks or run a weird, busted, scuffed build? You see what I'm saying? It's almost as if it's asking something of you that maybe sometimes you're like, yeah, that's cool. I kind of want to sweat it out tonight. And then other times you're like, no, I don't want to. So what it does is it touches everything. You want to play with your boys? You want to play with your buddy who grinds it out all week, right? He's got a job that allows him to just play and play Call of Duty, and he's a killer. Do you want to play with him on a Friday night? You've only got 2 hours. You know he's going to drag you into lobbies with people that have 3 and 5 KDs. You want to play with your friend? It's going to be terrible. It's going to be misery. Then, think about how this reverberates through the community. Think about how it reverberates through the community. I can't really play with my friends, so what do you start doing? You start playing by yourself. Me and my buddies used to play on Friday nights. I used to set the time aside. It was almost like poker night. But now, I just kind of play when I can. Why? It's no longer something that you kind of do with the boys. You're like, I'll play whenever. It's just easier to play by myself. Don't forget that connected to skill-based matchmaking is lobby busting, which is leading to a lot of the connectivity issues. There's no rivalries anymore. When me and my boys used to play Modern Warfare 2, you know what we would say to the other team? Stay in. Stay in. We're going again. Right? Because they'd be talking trash. We would whoop them. We didn't really lose. I refused to play the game by myself. Think about the shift. I refused to play Modern Warfare 2 by myself. I just wouldn't do it. And now, that's like the preferential way to play. That's like the way to play. We would whoop on people, and they'd be running their mouth. They'd be like, stay in. Stay in. No. No, you think you're hot stuff? Yeah, you're KD. You lost. You lost, buddy. Stay in. Stay in the ring. You can't do that now. They lobby bust. That's seen as toxic nowadays. If you think that's toxic, you are softer than uncooked dough. Get out of here. I know you're not saying that, Ashen. Seriously. Like, rivalries were dope. Didn't it tell you at the end of a match who your nemesis was? Wasn't that like a thing? They're like, this guy was your nemesis. You know? It's like, oh yeah, this guy killed you a bunch. You kept meeting this guy. That's literally what all developers are protecting against. That's why they don't allow that anymore. It's freaking such a bummer. That's literally how I met some of the guys I played with. It was like, bro, frick you, man. I am sick of you. You and that model 1887 build. Come and rock with me. Come and play with me. You would literally be like, bro, can you stop with the one-man army noob tube? Or actually, no, I tell you, come and play with me. We would literally talk trash and then like invite them to come play with us. Man, you mother son of this freaking guy, get that guy on our team. Get that guy on our team. Get him. Nobody can handle adversity anymore. Team Fortress 2 would tell you you're dominating and who's dominating and still does. That's right. It was 3 matches of don't you dare back out and then get your butt over here. Yeah, don't you back out. Don't you dare. You stay in the ring. And it was like, all right, this guy's got chops. Get him on the team. Get him on the team. Guys, I need you to do something for me. If you've been enjoying this show and maybe you're lurking or listening in the background, I keep it safe for work. Consider hitting subscribe so you don't miss all my shows throughout the week. We covered Starfield. We'll be covering Transformers on our second show today with my man Mike, with my man 30 and So Gaming. Do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. It really helps the video find more folks. It's toxic these days because nowadays they aren't doing it out of competition, just trash talking to be toxic. And in those days, I actually wanted Lobby Talk on. Yes. Here's the thing. I wonder if what has happened is... It's almost as if being sensitive to it has driven it up. It was also toxic back then. Oh, no. It was toxic back then. But it's almost as if sensitivity to that has made it increase. Because they know they can upset you now. Does that make sense? It's like if, back in the day, someone would be like, they'd go on some curse word riddled tirade. They'd throw a couple slurs in for good measure. And you'd be like, yeah, whatever. And you'd mute them. And that'd be kind of the end of it. Well, now it's upsetting. Now you got to clip it and put it on Twitter. Now you got to call the person out for being toxic. It's like, so now that people almost wear that as a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I upset people with what I say. You've essentially, this is so ironic and so interesting to probably study, but being sensitive to it gives it more power, and therefore more people do it because it gives them a greater sense of power. It's no longer some guy letting off a steam valve at the end of a game and be like, you, and they're just saying nasty stuff. You're like, yeah, whatever, bro. You got to work through some stuff, and you mute him or back out, or you talk your own trash back. You're like, F you, you suck, you lost, whatever you want to say. But it's almost as if being sensitive to it, it makes it has way more power now. It has way more power now. It's like, well, if I do this, I know there is a subset of the gaming culture out there that's going to get all, their jimmies are going to get rustled. I'm going to rustle a bunch of jimmies by saying this. I'm going to upset that person. I'm telling you, the further away this polarity goes, I think that's why it feels more toxic now, because it's like, well, more people are like saying, oh yeah, you get a sense of power from saying this, instead of it just being a way to steam valve. Or again, there were awful people back then. There were people that would just say the most terrible, horrendous things. And it's almost as if we've overreacted to all this. Well, we can't let people, You use the same image I did on the updates, thumb creature. It's like we can't let people stay in the lobby. We can't let people trash talk, right? And I'm telling you, this skill-based matchmaking is under this same umbrella. It's under the same umbrella. And the result is, this is my contention. This is my prediction. I think that the result is now a fragmented player base that doesn't think in communal, team building, player finding, teammate finding mindsets. It's you're better than me and frick you for that. You try hard, you sweat, you whatever. Skill-based matchmaking reinforces this idea that there's this narrative that good players are the enemy instead of like a potential ally. I see their buttons. How can I not press them when they're so big and so bright? The button's so eager to be pushed. Right, that's always my favorite thing. This is my favorite streamer trope. This is it. This is probably one of the greatest tropes in existence. If people could stop coming into my chat and saying this thing, it's just really upsetting. What? You might as well say, I would like it if people would come in and say this to me. Like, you might as well say that. Who's reading that tweet and being like, you know, I was going to do that, but a scoldy sort of self-righteous tweet, it really changed my ways. I'm not going to do that now. Like, no one's reading your tweet and is like, I just really increased in self-awareness. I see now that that's unkind, and I'm not going to do that. No, they're like, I'm going to go in there and do that. It's going to be funny. They're going to get all riled up. I'm going to mess with their stream, then they're going to clip it, or they're going to screenshot it, then I'm going to be micro-famous for a day. That's a whole side tangent. But you get what I'm saying. Hang on, I got to put this on the back of the camera so that the back screen's not. There you go. There we go. Button demands to be pressed. That's right. Now I'm going to do it all day. That's right. 343 people here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Already 32 new members. You might see the gifted member thing at the top of the screen. Those have all already been claimed. Ton of coffee orders already. Thank you guys so much for doing that and pressing all the buttons. I want to hear from you in chat. I want to hear from you. What has your experience been with skill-based matchmaking? Because do you think that my prediction is sound? Here's my prediction. I've been sort of diagnosing what I think is a large scale problem for games like this. I think this is a large scale problem. I've been kind of diagnosing it. Now let me make a prediction. I think going forward, games like Call of Duty will struggle to implement challenging, hardcore PvE content that requires that pre-made fire team. The pre-made squad. The reason that I think that will happen is because you don't have a player base that's conducive to that. You have a player base that has isolated, separated. Everyone's sus. Everyone's a cheater. Everyone is, an annoying tryhard or a sweat or whatever. Good players are reviled. If you don't think that skill-based matchmaking has created a narrative where good players are the enemy and they are to be reviled and hated, then just look at any of the comments on any of my skill-based matchmaking shorts and you'll see it. If you're good at this game, the people that enjoy skill-based matchmaking, they hate you. They hate you. Because the narrative has been, you are just there ruining their fun, and you are to be escorted from the building. And what I used to say is, this guy is busting my chops. Let me send him an invite. I remember in World at War, you could literally join squads on the fly. That was the era of the blue arrows. Like, if you joined a squad on the fly, suddenly you would see all their blue arrows and your blue arrows, and that was your squad. And I remember at that time, I didn't have people to play with. So what I would do as I played throughout the day, I would just find people and grab them. Have you ever played one of those games where you like float around and you absorb other shapes, and as you absorb the shapes, you get bigger, right? That's what I would do in World at War. I'd like grab you, grab you, grab you. By the end of my play session, I had a full squad of people I had never played with before, and we were winning. Why? Well, 6 people in matchmaking funnel with a lot of people that aren't organized or talking, and we are. Simple call-outs like they're coming in the back or they got me. So that's how I approach World at War, and then I obviously turned that way up in Modern Warfare 2. It was all about the wins. It was all about playing in an organized way. And I'm sort of being self-narrating here. Like, when I play now and there are really good players, I'm annoyed by them. Like, think about it. I'm not being a hypocrite when I say a lot of the things that I say about skill-based matchmaking, because when it yanks me up into a lobby and it's really, really unenjoyable and they're beating the tar out of me and I'm like, these freaking sweatheads, these freaking tryhards. Do you know what that is? That's the result of skill-based matchmaking, because they can't be anything else. Skill-based matchmaking means that a good player can't be anything but a nuisance to your experience. They're not a potential friend or ally. Even for me, that's true. I say the same things. I think the same things. Why? Because you put me in that context. I didn't put myself in that context. The developers did. Every player that is better than me is a nuisance. Because if he's on my team, he's a nuisance. Because he's dragging me into lobbies I don't want to go to. And if he's on the other team, he's a nuisance. Because I can't do anything with him other than lose to him. And then because of lobby busting and skill-based matchmaking, I'll never see him again. Thank you for the $5 tip, Dark Taco. That's why the Division Dark Zone was so good, a true Wild West. I ran with a squad of 6 randos last night in the DMZ, wrecking other squads. It was hilarious. I felt very toxic. I'm sure they thought you were toxic. I think reverse boosting are people's way of protecting SBMM more than anything, and less about getting easier matches. How is that them protecting skill-based matchmaking? You got to make sense of that for me. What do you mean? There's been some version of lobby balancing or SBMM for many years, yes. What we are saying is it's gotten so bad that it has fractured the community aspect of the game. That's exactly what I'm saying. They've made community-driven, team-based aspects of the game feel like... It feels like an ugly duckling. It's like, well, who's going to want to friggin' do this? Who wants to have a pre-made team? Who has a pre-made team? I don't play with anybody. Oh, he said protesting. Oh, I was like protecting. Protesting. Sorry, I read that really quickly. One letter difference between protecting and protesting. There's probably some sort of a, weird bumper sticker tweet you could send out there, Here's my prediction, says Kratos. COD can do whatever they want to SBMM, and people will still play the living crap out of COD because it's the best FPS out in the market. I don't think so. I mean, I think it is an amazing FPS, but I don't think people are just going to keep playing it. I don't think so. If the Steam charts are to be believed, they have fallen pretty far from where they were. Pretty far from where they were. I mean, that's normal. So I'm not trying to act like, oh my gosh, the game is dying. But the MW2 Steam charts, I mean, it's cut in half. It took a month for the numbers to get cut in half. And I mean, it was steady. And then, boom, the bottom fell out. It wasn't like a general trickle down. It wasn't like week after week less people were playing. It was like 3 weeks of like, here's 500,000 player peaks, and then bam, it plummeted. Steam's not where the bulk of the player base is. It doesn't mean that it's not indicative of player behavior. When 500,000 people player peaks are happening on Steam, what you're saying doesn't matter, because that's a ton of freaking people that are like, I'm playing, and then 2 to 3 weeks later, whoo, like a bunch of them just stop. Like that. Now, Hoppy Christmas Festive IPA. That looks amazing, Hilly. I didn't know Brewdog was doing that. Oh, man. What's the ABV on that? Looks like it's a 6. I'm always curious on IPAs because I feel like the higher the ABV, the better the flavor. Like those lower ABVs, they tend to be sweet IPAs. Well, I don't know what a Christmas IPA is. What about BattleNet numbers? I don't know. BattleNet's the true indicator of the base. I'm not trying to say anything about the base. You're replying to something that I've not said. What I'm saying is that's indicative of player behavior. That's a ton of people playing that just suddenly stop. Now, this isn't even Warzone. If it was Warzone, I would be more dismissive of it. I'd be like, 5 to 6 is perfect, I find. I'm more on the 6 to 7. There's one that I like that's around the 9. I like the 6 to 7 range. I feel like 5, they tend to be really sweet IPAs. That's Warzone numbers? No, it's not. I looked up Modern Warfare 2 on Steam. I didn't look up Warzone. They're all together? No, they're not. Nope. Reopen tab. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 is got... Oh, there is a pipe with Warzone attached to it. How are they even doing that? It's titled Modern Warfare 2, but then there's a pipe that says Warzone 2.0. I thought they separated them because the article I read said they had to take the two numbers and they combined them. When I researched this, the article I found, they were taking Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 numbers and combining them. This Steam chart has both the names in the title. And back in November, yeah, they were getting into the 400,000 player peaks. Yeah, they are combined on this on the Steam charts website. It's tracked through the launcher. They're not separated. I mean, according to this, the Steam charts is combining them somehow. I don't know how. The point that I was making is this. If you're just tuning in, the Modern Warfare 2 raid came out, and there were complaints from the community about this should be match made. I just wanted to do this. I am not arguing in support of making it a match made activity. Hard, challenging, PvE style content like this cannot be match made because all you're going to do is have to dilute the challenge and make it really easy. However, the fact that there were lots of people claiming, I don't have people to play with, I don't have friends to play with, it really made a light bulb go off for me. Because I'm in a similar scenario. I don't really have people that I'm regularly playing this game with, and I'm a streamer who has an almost limitless supply of people willing to jump in and play, and I'm not doing that. Because if I do that, it's really unenjoyable. And so that's why I'm saying it's time to blame skill-based matchmaking. SBMM is affecting the foundation of this game, the culture of the Call of Duty community. I firmly believe has been fractured and will continue to be an isolated, fragmented culture and community because SBMM tells you that playing with others is a bad idea and really good players are awful and they're your enemy and you don't want them in your lobby. You certainly don't want them on your team. It is, I think, creating a really, really bad seedbed for continued fractured growth for future content. My prediction is that future content like this will continue to struggle with engagement, and because of that, I actually think you'll probably see this not be something that they continue long term. They'll push out all the raid episodes that they've built. They'll continue this story that they're doing. It's a continuation of the story from MW2's campaign, and then I feel like they'll have a vested interest in not doing it. They'll be like, engagement was bad. And I think engagement will be bad and probably is bad right now because of SBMM. And related to SBMM is lobby busting, where they bust up the lobby. You don't get to stay with people. That makes it hard to connect and send invites if you want. Like that's tough. You're not staying together. Hot take. Without Warzone, COD multiplayer would be in similar position as Halo and Battlefield. I don't even know if that's a hot take. Well, yeah, without Warzone, there is a part of me that feels that way, Robert. Like, without Warzone, COD's multiplayer, especially MW2, would have really fallen down the stairs, I think. I don't think it would be as bad as Halo, but he's saying a similar position, as in people are just kind of over it. I don't think what he's saying is they'd be pulling the same numbers as Halo and Battlefield. I think he's saying it'd be a similar position of the audience would be like, man, forget this. I don't want to play this. Like, Warzone is the funnel. Like, MW2, I just feel like... And I think one of the things is, I think skill-based matchmaking in MW2 is way more noticeable than anywhere else. I've never seen so many people agree and describe my experience almost perfectly. I've got multiple videos out there right now. We've got a video on this channel. It hit like 24,000 views. So it's got more views than we have subscribers, which is awesome. And everybody's saying, they type like 3 sentences, and I'm like, that's what happens to me. And then I had another skill-based matchmaking video on our Reacts channel. We're no longer... That channel's going to change. We brought Reacts home. We do the React content over here as upload. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting those uploads. And that React channel has an SBMM video that just went bonkers. And everybody that describes their experience, I'm like, bro, that's my experience too. The same thing happens to me. First game, second game, pretty fun, not bad. I put up a 1 KD, and apparently now it's time for Pound Town. People just sit in party chats now in gaming, and you wonder why we have less social and communication with people. Warzone save COD's downturn, that's a fact. Yeah, I think that is a fact, but I don't know about. I'll admit, Paul, that there probably is a general trajectory of silence in public lobbies because people are partied up. That tended to happen to us too. We would come out of the party to talk trash, though. We would. You did it too. Come on. Don't act righteous. We all did that. We'd be in a party, like, oh, I'm coming out of the party. I'm going to talk to some trash. You'd hear like the little bloop, and like your buddy would leave the party, and you'd see his mic start lighting up in the lobby. He's like, yeah, that's right. Blah, 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 blah. He just starts talking trash. Come on, we all did that. We all did that. Could not be bothered to talk to crap players. They don't need it. That's how we did it. Yeah, that's right. You'd come out of the party. You'd talk a little smack, stay in. I love the PS5 mic and the controller. Discord for the party, controller mic for the crap talk. Eugene's over here doing this. Hang on a second, guys. Ka-bloop. He's like, listen, you're garbage. Your whole family's garbage. Ka-bloop, ka-bloop. All right, I'm back. What were you doing? I was just saying hello to the other team. I was just, asking them what's up. I still do that daily. I violate these fools in game chat regardless of age. Hop out of the party at the end of every match and wait to see if someone starts it. I mean, I'm not concerned about anybody's age. We never got that crazy. We played with a couple, everybody called them squeakers, but they throw. The squeakers can throw down. We would always scold people for that. We're like, hey, don't call our man a squeaker. We don't call our man a squeaker. He's our boy. I don't know what you mean by that. Regardless of age, that's a weird qualification. Trash talking and then running away back to the party was the way to do it. Yeah. You'd go back to the safety of the party. You're like, I don't gotta listen to them. And you're like back in your party. My wife will get on my case about it. That's someone's child. Yeah, not mine. It's like, that's somebody's kid. Yeah, he's gonna learn today. He's going to learn a lesson today. I'm going to take him to school. I'm going to take him to swear word school. My favorite is just a quick get effed. Yeah, get effed. Oh, man. Do you guys think they'll give in and they'll do matchmaking on the raids? Do you think they'll do it? Like, I just wonder. Like, they gave in on a couple of things. Warzone 2 with the loadouts. Like, the general consensus and complaint was pretty strong, and they gave in. Do you think they'll give in on this? They'll be like, yeah, no, Modern Warfare 2 raid. Yeah, no, yeah, we'll do some matchmaking. Why don't the raids have matchmaking? Well, it's too challenging, I would imagine. There's a guy here who has played it. He left a comment on a Reddit. I thought it was pretty insightful. He said, "I'm not joking when I say the odds of finding randoms you could finish this with are next to zero. I did this with two buddies who are both very good at COD and games in general, and it was very challenging. You absolutely need all three people to have mics and a willingness to cooperate." So, I don't think so. 5-minute challenge can't be that challenging. I think you underestimate how bad it would be if you just all of a sudden got a bunch of people thrown in without mics. But that's the question I have. Do you think they'll give in? Right? Do you think they'll say, all right, fine. I watched D2 streamers play it. You could definitely not do this with randoms. They need to do a party finder for this. Death says you need all three to have one. What, all three to have a mic? Yeah, share your experience, Death. What was it like? You need a key to get in it. The key is good for a week. Terrible experience to matchmake for. Yeah, I can't see. I'm curious if they're going to give in. I'm not saying that they should. They'll fold like a cheap suit, says Hilly. Keep in mind, I have stressed over and over again in this broadcast, I am not arguing that this activity should be match made. I am saying that skill-based matchmaking is a foundational culprit in stuff in these games not going well. Right? Just not. I don't think this is going to go well. I don't think people are going to get behind this kind of content. I think you've fragmented the player base way too much. Everybody's off in their own corner, avoiding playing with their buddies and avoiding sending messages and friend invites. $100 most played games. Seems really low for all games, but I don't know. I mean, I don't even know where you got that list. Matchmaking would be okay for a few days, but their experience won't be good, says Death. COD's community is so casual, though, that I don't think they were prepared for raids. The money don't jingle. COD will fold. Got to have 500 clears, and you got to have galley. I was like, wait, what? Morgan says, honestly, still wouldn't do the raid if it was match made. Would only play it with buddies, but buddies don't play because of SBMM, vicious cycle. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly right, Morgan Freeman. That's the vicious cycle. It's, well, think about it this way. I just feel like you're getting hit from both ends at this point. A lot of people quit because of skill-based matchmaking. So go and try and find other people that want to play with you. Do it. Throw down and do a really good job. Send some invites and team up with people. How long do you think they're going to rock with you if you're a really good player and they're getting drug into lobbies where they're like, man, this is awful. I can't have a good time, bro. I'm going to go off by myself. I was having an okay time. And now I'm not. COD players are not against AI and DMZ, so I can only imagine them in a raid. Oh, not good against AI and the DMZ, so I can only imagine them in a raid. I mean, to be fair, the AI and the DMZ was like, they'd be like, oh, yeah, no. They're like shooting. They're like, they're over there. And then all of a sudden they're like they're like Neo. And they're like, and you're like running across. You're like, they saw me. Plup, 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 plup. And you're like, I'm dead. I don't know what happened. It was like the inconsistency was so weird sometimes. They would literally go from just like calling out your location or getting into cover. And then other times it was like, oh my gosh, what was that? Was that a bot? Was that an aim bot? Is Nadia in my server? Did you see the changes to SBMM and Apex? They're changing it from pairing you up based on skill. They're going to recalibrate it to take an average of all players and matchmake based off that. I don't know how is that different than, how is that going to change the experience though? That sounds like the same thing. It's their shooting pattern. They fire off so many bullets in such a short time. Yeah, I just wonder if that's latency or lag. You know what I mean? The AI is much worse in the raid. Ugh. That's no answer. That's wording it differently. Oh no, it's skill-based matchmaking with extra steps. Nice. Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's going to change my experience. Oh, no. Yeah, we're not going to pair you based on skill. Oh, okay, what are you going to do? Well, we're going to recalibrate it, and we're going to take an average of all players, and then we're going to matchmake based off that. Wait, you just... Huh? What? No. We're not going to pair you according to your GPA. Oh, okay. What are you going to do? Well, we're going to take an average of everyone's grades, and then we're going to matchmake according to that. Wait, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. From what Respawn said, it will make less sweaty matches. You know what I say to that? I don't believe you. I don't believe them. I don't. Any developer that talks about skill-based matchmaking, they're like, we're going to recalibrate it. We're going to make some changes, and it should lead to a better experience for you. I'm like, yeah, you're probably lying. You're probably lying. You're just doing this so people log back in to try it out. Listen, just tell me that you need data, all right? Just give me a free skin or something. I'll come play. I'll give you the free data. I'll give you the engagement. You know, but don't tell me that you're tweaking skill-based matchmaking to make it better. MW2 SBMM is just so overtuned. It's so overtuned. It blew me away how many people use that phrasing. They're like, it's just so overtuned. It's like, it's immediate. I had at least 10 people comment on my one video, and they were like, I didn't think I was this good. I didn't think I was this good. And I'm like, I'm saying the same thing. I don't even feel like that good of a player. It's like, I get a 1 KD, and I'm like, that was a pretty fun match. And they're like, all right, Rambo. And I'm like, whoa, I'm not Rambo. They're like, yeah, you are. Put the headband on. You know, flex your muscles. Get ready to go. You're going to Pound Town. I don't want to go to Pound Town. I don't wanna. I'm not that good. The pendulum swings at first. It'll give you whiplash. They tone down, but yeah, it seems it needs some reconfiguring is what you're trying to say, Abe? I don't want to be a pirate. I'm glad somebody caught that. I don't want to be a pirate. I don't wanna. That's my answer. People are like, get good. Sounds like a skill issue. And I'm like, I don't want to get good. I don't wanna. I just want to play a video game. I didn't know I was trying out for a team. Who's going to recruit me after all this sweat and annoyance? Am I going to make any money? Hang on. It's Nate shot. Yeah. No, yeah, I know. I'm crushing it. Yeah. I got good. Yeah. Skill-based matchmaking can't stop me. Sweet. No, yeah. Send the contract over. Like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I feel like you're asking me to do so much and giving me so little in return. You know? Get good. Learn the maps. Learn the strats. Run the meta. For what? Well, for what do I get? Nothing. Lono's not saying the game's in trouble. Saying the environment they've created is going to make the path they want to expand into very challenging. Yeah, I'm not saying the game's in trouble. You have to listen very carefully to my prediction. My prediction is that Call of Duty has fostered a culture and an environment where people are not teaming up, not meeting new players, not adding people to their friends list, and they're certainly not wanting to play with their buddies, which is driving players to fragment and isolate, which will be a significant challenge for engagement in content like raids. That's what I think. I'm not like, oh, the game is in trouble. No. You're seeing player exodus. You're seeing people stop playing. Do you want to know who all the people are that stop playing? Do you want to know who they are? They're guys like me. We grew up on Call of Duty. We took a break. MW2 brought us back. We're like, all right, this is the grand poobah. This is the big daddy. This is the king of the castle. And it was fun until it wasn't. And the switch was quick. It was real quick. It's like, I'm good enough to play reasonably well, and that's just enough for them to be like, this guy's too good. Click, and then that once that switch gets flipped, it's like, listen, you have to understand who I am. I'm the guy that stopped playing. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't need to grind your game. I don't need to get good. I came back to have some fun, and I'm good enough that you ask something of me I'm unwilling to give you. I'm not willing to give you that. My frustration and my I gotta learn and get better and adapt. No, bro, I don't want to do any of that. I just came back to shoot and to run around and laugh, not be like, oh boy, here we go. I played well. Here comes pain. There's too many games out. There's too many other things that I can give my attention to. Your game ain't it. SBMM affects different people depending on the skill bracket. High-skilled players will have a totally different experience from low-skilled players, and middle players get the worst of it. I'm telling you, Enigma, there are two types of people that defend skill-based matchmaking. There are the people who never trigger it because they're garbage. I don't see what the problem is, man. Just get good. Yeah, says the 0.6 KD player who never triggers skill-based matchmaking. Of course, you ironically tell me to get good as the game never demands that you do. And the other player that defends skill-based matchmaking glides right above the people that they commonly get matched against. Do you know who defends skill-based matchmaking and is actually pretty good at the game? The people that are better than me. They're in that bracket right above me, and that's the sweet spot. Because guess what? The stats they put up are good and decent enough that they commonly get paired against players like me, and you are going to crap on me. Because you're just in that bracket above me. That, like, we are not cut from the same cloth. You get to glide above it. You're like, this is great. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see why everybody's complaining. I consistently put up good stats. Yes, you are probably a bracket or two above me. And there's not enough of you so that you only face people in that bracket. There's a bunch of me, and you're facing a lot of people like me. You're facing a bunch of 1 KD players. You're like, I don't get what the problem is. Yeah, you're probably a 2 to a 3 KD player, and you get thrown into an ocean of 1 KD players like me, and you're like, I don't understand what everybody's complaining about. Yes, you don't, because you're consistently matching people that are like a third of your skill threshold. That's why you don't think it's a big deal. Like, I commonly interact with people that, like, I can blatantly tell, yeah, you're a trash can at the game. That's why you think skill-based matchmaking is great. You never even trigger it. You don't know what it's like to actually improve and feel like you're punished for improving. Maybe one day you will, then you'll be on my team of being, like, against it. Or you're the kind of player that lands in the 2 to 3 KD threshold, and there's just not enough of you. So you're just constantly getting thrown in the lobbies with people like me, and you're like, seems pretty fun, man. I had a lot of big games last night. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you had a great time last night, because you're very infrequently facing anybody who's better than you. You're in a really, really sweet spot. Now, the people at the tippity top, the people who really throw down, the people who have crazy stats, yeah, I think they get put into a special bracket. They sit there and they can't get into matches, and the matches they get into are laggy, and the players they're playing against are bonkers insane. If you when you glide under that threshold, you're in that sweet spot. I know when SBMM triggers, I play with UK and French, have a good time. Have a good game playing with NA. Now I'm fighting skill and ping. That's right. The way its skill-based matchmaking has been tuned, it can't possibly be fun for lower tier players, like a 0.5 KD. If they play against bots and do okay, then they get tossed up into a bracket. Who benefits? I don't even think they do. I don't even think they do, man. I think they play so poorly that even bots are like not padding their numbers. It's just, no, they're just not that good. They're that bad of a player. I'm just wondering where the threshold is. Seems like everyone is at a 1 KD now. Have you heard about players being shadow banned? If you're at the tip of the iceberg, apparently you get tossed into matches with cheaters. Not sure how true that is. Anybody who's like, I've been shadow banned, maybe, you know, if they're getting thrown in with cheaters, I don't think they're doing that because you have good stats. Like, if you want my honest opinion, if you're getting thrown into lobbies with cheaters, you're probably a cheater, bro. Like, I don't think that's happening. Yo, what's good, Sweat? What's good, Geek to Sneak? Like, the way that they handle cheating in this game, I find it to be incredibly unlikely. They're like, bro, I'm just a really good player, and for whatever reason, they're throwing me in these lobbies with cheaters. Sure. Uh-huh. Yeah. Your name wouldn't happen to be Nadia, would it? Like, come on. All the soft cheating that these people do. I saw a clip this morning in my feed. Aimbot just randomly shoots at a door and then opens the door, and there's the person right where their bot shot at. Gee. Yeah, I do that all the time. I accidentally shoot at a door right where a player happens to be on the other side. Uh-huh. It's almost as if your aimbot glitched on a surface that's commonly known for clipping, as it's not a static object, but a moving object that is not always in the same state. I checked my KD last. It wasn't where it should have been because I was running around leveling launchers. Tanked me. I should go play some MP now. Oh, golly, Eugene. Your first couple matches would be insane. First couple matches would be insane. Like most people that say they've been banned for no reason. Hey, careful. Some of us actually have been banned for no reason. Not in COD. I've not been banned in Call of Duty. Why is skill-based matchmaking ruin the COD raid? Does it have PvP in it? No. I have a pretty elaborate argument. I'll try to give you a summary right now. If you ever get here late and you want a summary of what I think, the beginning of the show is always 5 to 8 minutes of my thoughts. That's called the show open, right? Let me give you my quick too long didn't read. While I'm doing this, consider smashing like, gifting members, hitting subscribe. Do that as a thank you. I'm giving you a too long didn't read instead of making you rewind. He was banned on Purple for 14 days. Yeah, try 5 hours for doing something that's like literally a crime. Anyway. But hey, if you're a girl over there, you know, you can strip down and short of murdering somebody, they'll unban you quick enough. So this is my essential argument with why skill-based matchmaking is hurting this raid and will hurt future raids. I believe that skill-based matchmaking, lobby busting, which is resulting in connection issues, it's all interrelated. Skill-based matchmaking, lobby busting, connection issues, struggling to play with your buddies, disincentivizing playing with your buddies, disincentivizing sending friend invites to people, because good players are a threat to your enjoyment. If they're on your team, you don't want them on your team because they're going to drag you into lobbies that are unenjoyable. If they're on the other team, you just pray that skill-based matchmaking takes them away. Like, get out of here. So good players are no longer seen as potential allies and teammates. They're seen as a threat to your fun. They're the enemy. So skill-based matchmaking, I believe, has fostered a culture and a community that will struggle to engage with content like this because you need a pre-made squad to go in. You need an actual 3-man team to go in ahead of time, and I think this game has created a completely different culture than it had a long time ago. Back when I played Modern Warfare 2, we would have had multiple squads running the raid day one. We had so many people that played together in our crew that we'd have had multiple squads jumping into this raid day one. And today, all I see are people being like, I don't have anybody to play with. I largely play by myself. I stopped playing with my friends, and here's the reason. I have multiple videos right now touching on skill-based matchmaking. MW2 SBMM, Modern Warfare 2 skill-based matchmaking is one of the lead reasons that people stopped playing. I had a video this week about that, and it crushed. And it just screamed with viewership. And the number one reason people gave me that they stopped playing was skill-based matchmaking. So think about that. It works in rings. You got the outer ring of people that just left. They're like, I don't even want to do this. That outer ring is gone. Well, that's going to cause problems for people having people to play with, because now every single person's friends list just got a little bit lighter. Then the next ring of people is the people that are like, I don't want to play with my buddies or my friends because they're better than me, or I'm better than them, and it creates a toxic environment. Playing with people that are better than you will drag you into lobbies that are grossly unenjoyable. I've experienced this in virtually every game that I've ever played with skill-based matchmaking. Running in with the really, really high-skill guy makes for a very unfun experience. So they've isolated and they're playing by themselves. I think those two rings of people are the reverberations of years and years and years of skill-based matchmaking. And everybody came pouring back in the door for Modern Warfare 2, and it said, hey, thanks for coming back. If you're reasonably good at this game, frick you. Woo! And it shoves you into some horrible, unfun funnel. Oh, your buddy's better than you? He can really throw down? Frick you. Woo! And it shoves you into this funnel of, what is this? 3 KDs? 4 KDs? Oh my gosh, like I'm a mediocre player. This is awful. The foundation of a game that used to run on communal aspects, sending friend invites, talking trash, staying in a lobby, having rivals, having competition, having that back and forth, that's all gone. And I think that is, at its heart, a disease that will poison game modes like this, like raids and things of this nature. I think these types of content, I think these types of pieces of content are going to struggle. I think they're going to be either disliked or unengaged with or sort of shrugged at. Like, yeah, most of my friends stopped playing, or we don't really play together anymore, or we used to get together on Friday night, but it tends to go better if I just play by myself and reverse boost. Why add SBMM to PvE stuff? There is no SBMM in PvE stuff. I'm saying that skill-based matchmaking is having an effect on PvE content. There are people right now complaining about this content, being like, I don't have friends to play with. What? In Call of Duty? You don't have anybody to play with? What do you mean? Well, think about it. Do you think they're sending friend invites to really good players? No. Do you think they're teaming up with somebody that they had a good game with? They can't because of lobby busting. You have created an environment where other players are basically just NPCs. They're just NPCs. Like, get out of here. I think it's more likely that the old players don't have their COD friends anymore. They need to build new groups. I've been slowly building a group. Yeah, and DMZ. Kratos says, streams unwatchable, buffering like crazy. Viewership hasn't moved. It's pretty stable. In fact, it's climbed, and nobody's complained. One person said blip. One. So... Solemn says, I'm going to be honest. I see where you guys are coming from, but I don't think a majority of people who won't or stop playing this game will quit because of SBMM. It's almost always map design or weapon and modes, progression systems, etc. No, I don't think so. No. Most people aren't thoughtful enough to even say, I don't really like this game, and it's because of the map design and the modes. Now, there might be some people that do that. They're like, well, my favorite mode's not here. No. I don't think most people are that thoughtful. Well, this map is just bad, and here's why. You got sightline conflicts in a congestion dissonance in the middle of the map that really makes it difficult to make intelligent decisions and forward momentum. Nobody's saying that. No, they're like, they're usually going to say lag, it's buggy, it crashes, or skill-based matchmaking. Yo, Lone Wolf with the $20. Hey, Lono, I'm late. Can you restate your argument or thesis for me, please? Thank you for the 20 spot, Lone Wolf. Guys, if when you click on that $sign, you have the choice between Super Chat and gifted members, try out gifting members. We're trying to hit, we're trying to get back to 1,500 members. We already hit the goal of 25. If we hit 50, I'll gift another 5. So I know on mobile some of you can't. So thank you so much for the Super Chat of 20. Yeah, another Lone Wolf. We got 2 Lone Wolves. Wait a minute. You guys, you can't be a Lone Wolf if there's 2 of you. One of you needs to change your name to, slightly Lone Wolf. I'm just kidding. Anyway, here's my thesis, Lone Wolf. It is my contention that skill-based matchmaking is a spiderweb that touches virtually every part of this game. It makes it unenjoyable to play with your friends. It makes it antithetical to sending friend invites to good players because those good players will hurt your experience. It's a disincentivization for experimentation, running different builds, using different weapons, because as soon as you break from the meta, as soon as you break from what's comfortable, you're going to have a hard time because you're constantly being put into matches where you're sort of the game is asking you to play at your best. And this is causing the player base to insulate, play by themselves, play solo, and not team up. Which when you have to have a 3-man team to play the raid, a pre-made team, lots of people are like, I don't have any friends. Yo, BXBMRM, can you stop just spamming thumbs up in the chat? It's obnoxious. I know you like what I'm saying. You said true and you were agreeing with me, but like, bro, you're being an idiot in chat. Big time. Folks are trying to have a conversation and you're just hitting the same emote over and over again. Like, you gotta chill, bro. The maps from a technical standpoint, Lono, it'll be this map sucks or this is a super campy map. I mean, I don't think that you're wrong. I do think people say this map sucks or everybody camps on this map, for sure. I don't think that's the lead reason, bro. I have a video right now, title and thumbnail, players leaving. And that no one said that. Yo, Enigma jumped in as a brand new member. He's like, I don't need a gifted. I'll do it myself. That pushes the member goal up to 33. What a pretty number. Look at that. Enigma, your name changed my alert font. Look, it like broke it. It's not even animating. Get out of here, you hacker. I've been here longer. You changed your name. You hooked me? Welcome on in. If you got a gifted membership today or you're a newer member, I hope I see you tonight. Friday nights, I do a stream, typically with my wife. Tonight, I'll be hanging out with my man Hilly, having drinks and laughing. Only members get to see it. So if 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday nights is good for you, I'd love to see you there. Check their sub dates. It's a deciding factor. No. Yeah, Solemn, I'm telling you, the most common response I got to my video about why people are leaving, they all said the same thing. SBMM. Connection issues, crashes, SBMM. A lot of people in here are self-proclaimed not good at the game, and I unironically think the main people quit over SBMM are mostly low skill or extremely high skill people anyway. Neither of which the game needs, so unironically, a skill issue. And you've had a hard time convincing me otherwise? Listen, I'll be honest. I don't care about convincing you. I know what my experience has been, and I know what I'm reading from virtually every single comment I've had on 2 different videos that took off like bottle rockets. The people that have quit are not quitting because of the maps. They're not quitting because of lack of game modes. They're quitting because of SBMM. And projecting onto those people a lack of skill or like that they're really high skilled, listen, no respect. That's BS. And you know that's BS. That's not what people aren't quitting because they're like, well, I'm just not good enough and skill-based matchmaking ruins my experience. No, that doesn't even make any sense. If they're not a good player, then SBMM shouldn't be disrupting their experience at all. What you're saying is contradictory to what SBMM does. SBMM doesn't take bad players and give them a bad experience. It literally protects them. It literally protects them. And I am certainly not a bad player with a 1 KD, but I'm also not a good player. That's a 1 KD? Wait, what? I don't consider myself great at the game. Not a bad player, not great, but sometimes I feel like the game is choosing when my shots hit and when they don't instead of letting skill determine it. I've not seen any average, above average, or a little under average players complaining about SBMM to a level of quitting. The only people I have seen do so claim they aren't very good or are high skill. Then you're reading all the wrong comments. Literally, go look at my videos. So many people, they sound like me. They sound like me. They're like, I'm an average player. I'm a 1 KD player. Why am I getting treated like this? Robert got a good point. People that quit because of SBMM, of course, will watch a video regarding that and agree with the vid. If you made a video about the P890 being the best gun, people would agree too. False and misrepresentative of my content. I didn't say that. I have a video about player exodus. It's not about skill-based matchmaking. It's about player exodus. Wouldn't you think if there's this big, this big, huge swath of reasons that people are quitting, don't you think that they would have said that on that video? The thing just went off. Woof. 25,000 views. Just crazy for us in a channel our size. And no one's on that video saying, well, I quit because of the lack of modes and the map design. No. They're all saying SBMM disconnects, crashes, lobby busting. All those things are related. Nobody got on my video and said, oh yeah, me and all my friends quit because the maps suck and the modes suck and the guns suck. No one's saying that. In fact, I had people say the foundation's good. The guns feel good. But I can't deal with this. Like, I had tons of people say that. They're like, bro, the foundation is there. The guns feel good. They sound good. The game looks good. But goodness gracious, I'm getting whiplash from SBMM. I'm getting lobby busted, disconnected, crashes. Those things are all interrelated. If you're 100% wrong, people would mostly say so. If you're anywhere in the ballpark, most people could agree. Right, but I didn't put out a video saying skill-based matchmaking is why people left. And a bunch of people clicked on it and be like, yep, me. Yep, me too. No, I put out a video that said players are leaving. And everyone flocked to it to be like, this is why I left. And they all cited SBMM disconnects and crashes. Middle of the pack players are not protected, says Fonzo. The pendulum swing is so drastic for players that hover around 1 KD. One good game and you're playing 2+ KDs, then we suck and swing back to under 1 KD. That's exactly right. That is the comment I get, is SBMM whiplash. I crush, get crushed. Crush, get crushed. There's nothing in between. Lobby busting and disconnects don't really have much to do with SBMM. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It's the same spirit. It's the same animal. You honestly think that lobby busting and disconnects aren't related to SBMM? It's all the same animal. It's all one big monster of trying to curate a safe, close race game session. They're all the same thing. It's like one of those movies where the guy's face turns and it's like, here's a happy face, here's an angry face, here's a surprise face. It's all the same head. You're just looking at one side of it. It's all the same animal. Disbanding lobbies is quite literally being done to curate an experience. Disconnects is related to the busting of lobbies, because you're breaking up people that connected just fine and played just fine. Now you got to find a whole new group of people. And SBMM is also why you're having disconnects, because you're getting region mismatched. All of a sudden you're like, wow, yeah, I had great games, real low ping, no lag at all. And now all of a sudden I'm lagging like crazy and people are disconnecting. Guy in my party just disconnected. It's all related. It's all the same animal. These aren't like siloed things you can talk about. Alien Psychopath, with a member plus 1 month, SBMM makes the game less of a hook and more annoying. I'm a good player, but I remember when I used to shred through people like lettuce in my best games of Black Ops 2. I'm not going to sit here and say you're wrong or not fully correct unless everything I see shows me so. Otherwise, I will preface it by saying it's just my opinion. What I've been saying today was not my opinion. Sure it was. You're stating, you are speaking from a place of authority that you don't have. Well, people aren't leaving because of skill-based matching. Or the people that are leaving are bad players or really good players. Okay? I've seen the exact opposite. Therefore, we're both pulling from anecdotal sources, which means what you're stating is opinion. It's also you're cherry picking. Like, oh, I'm going to find people that said, oh, this is why I left, or this is the type of player that I am, okay? And I can go over here and cherry pick the same thing and be like, well, these people all said they're just like me. So, no, you are what you're saying is your opinion. Your opinion is that people are generally quitting because of map design modes, and if they're quitting because of SBMM, they're either really bad or really good. They're not an average to above average player. What? Why are all these people in my comments saying, yeah, I'm a 1KD player and I just can't take it? It's infuriating. This isn't fun. Not to mention, you're not even interacting with the fact that, let's say, you are a really bad player, but your friends are really good. SBMM makes you have a terrible time. Makes you have a terrible experience. You can't play with your boys. I'm at around a 1KD, my friends are around a 2, and every time we play, there's always something with disconnecting or lagging. When playing older Call of Duties, I remember running into parties and getting invites often. Now I can't remember the last party invite I've seen. It's crazy how much it's changed. That is the point of my stream today. That's the point of my thumbnail. It's the fabric of the game has been shredded and changed. It's like, you're not getting friend invites and party invites when you're a good player. You're getting cussed out. You're getting called names. And SBMM is the seedbed for that reality. You're the enemy. You're the problem. You're just in here ruining people's day because you're good. You're a threat to the player base. That's how you're treated. Get out of here. Go over there. Go somewhere else. In my experience, the really bad players and the really good players are the people that don't struggle with SBMM. It's the average player that gets bounced between the two. That's why I'm saying what you're saying is just not represented in anything I've ever seen from the community. I've never seen really bad players complain about SBMM. They're the ones it's designed for. It's literally designed for them. Who plays COD expecting to team up with random? Sounds kind of weird to me. I did it for years. So did all my friends. So did everybody in the clan that I formed. What are you talking about? Not a good place to make friends and even play COD with? Says the guy who's openly claiming that he's always toxic and talking trash all the time. You know, I'm shocked you don't make friends in this game. Homie, that's how people played Call of Duty back in the game. You're the weirdo, not me. I'm not saying that to be name-call-ish, but you're the weirdo. I'm not the weirdo. That's how we all played. It's a game where you meet random people, and it's got team-based modes. What are you going to do? You going to canvass your neighborhood for people to play Call of Duty with? No, you do it in the game. What are you... Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm 2 doors down. I'm looking for some people to play Call of Duty with. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, turn your hearing aid up. Yeah, do you play Call of Duty, Mr. Jennings? No? Okay. What the frick? You're the weirdo. I'm not the weirdo. We all did this. This is how you played. This is how you formed clans and teams and groups. I'm not the weirdo here. I talk that trash only after they start. If no one says anything, I don't. You know what I'm saying. I'm taking a shot. But come on. Come on. That's how we all found people to play with. Literally, I had 20 some odd homies that I rocked with, and I didn't know any of them in real life. I met them in lobbies. It was awesome. It felt dope. You were like forming a crew. You were forming a squad. Best people to find people. The best place to find people to play a game is in the game. That's what I'm saying. In his defense, you are pretty weird. Shut up. I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole chat's out of order. You're telling me the best way to find players to play Call of Duty is not to ask in the grocery store? No. But I have said this before. If you're 25 and up and you're single and you're looking for a great place to meet someone, it's not at the bar or the club. It's not. It's at the grocery store. It's a safe environment to strike up a conversation with people. They might like the same food or drink that you do. I'm telling you right now. The dating scene needs to realize that the grocery store, that's the place that you should be trying to meet folks. It's a nice, safe environment. You're not going to throw anybody off, striking up a conversation about, the chips they're buying or whatever. You're not going to make them feel unsafe. It's a nice public place, and you're just, strike up a conversation. And who knows? Hey, well, maybe we should share a bag of those chips sometime. Oh. I'm just giving you guys some advice. Quit going to the bars and quit going to the clubs. Go to the freaking grocery store, all right? I met my hubby at my dealer's house. Oh, gosh. What a sentence. Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. Stop calling me Shirley. I'm uncomfortable. Ain't nobody writing a twit longer because you strike up a conversation with them in the bread aisle at the grocery store, okay? It's a safe place. No one's drunk. Everyone's should be sober. I mean, I guess if they're in the beer aisle, just like throwing them back, call the police. But Zubair says, challenge accepted. I'll make somebody uncomfortable in the grocery store. They say they make hot dogs from every part of the pig, so who knows what you're eating. Anyway, would you like to get dinner sometime? They're like, ew! They're going, security! Can't get through the joke without a dad joke. Wait, I just remembered where I am. That's right. A bit longer to be made up about anything. That's right. They totally can. I was at a bar and this guy, he asked for a Shirley Temple, and I just really I have a phobia of Shirley Temple, and it's just really activating. So take his job and all of his finances and all of his sponsors, and please follow me and watch my streams. Have you tried these spicy Cool Ranch Doritos? Want a blank? That is not the advice I was giving, Zubair. That is not what I said. That is not what I said. Bill Burr was great on that. My chicken was cold. That's the best I can manage. Well, the fact that you're single is truly a mystery, Zubair. It's truly a mystery. We need Sherlock Holmes to crack this case. Why is this guy single? Well, I mean, he ends every sentence with one of F's. I don't know. It's truly a mystery. It's eluding me. Maybe it's how he dresses. I don't know. Oh man, come on, chat. I deserve 300 likes for that. Let's get me to 300. Let's do it. And do me another favor. Do me another favor. get some members going here. Let's get some coffee orders. I got an email from a guy on Wednesday. And he emailed me at Reforge Media. Okay, so he emailed me at Reforge Media. You're killing it with your videos. I finally got back into D2 a few months ago, and you've been a great resource. What? This guy just woke up from a coma, I think. Great streams with a lot of personality. Thank you. Anyways, let me cut to the chase. Here it comes. Here it comes. I've talked with many YouTube creators and noticed that they struggle to build a profitable and predictable income stream. Yeah. I really am struggling to have a profitable and predictable income stream with D2. That certainly is a problem. That is a challenge. You know, it's tough. Hey, Gamer Advantage just emailed me. Do you guys like my glasses? Do you think they're cool? Let's switch them. Let's switch it around here. Let's switch to the other one. There we go. Time to get serious. Enough of that. So, this is a segment I like to call Deal With It. SBMM, just get good, bro. You probably suck at this game. Deal with it. We should just do that as a segment. Anyway, if you want to get some Gamer Advantage glasses with all the stuff that I'm showing off here, use code Lono over there. I hated that so much. It's fine, Abe. You don't like much of anything, so. Yo, Dark Taco gifted a membership, and it goes to Solius Games. There it is. Come on, Abe. At least Dark Taco is appreciating my work. Dark Taco says, choo-choo, mother effers. That's right. We need 16 more, and I got to gift 5. Oh, chat's practically all green. The game is playing you. That's right. I appreciate good work. You probably do. The click of the shades attaching made that amazing. Nice background. Thank you. Chugga poo poo. There it is. Call of Booty. Let's get things back on track. 360 people here. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, consider doing it. If you haven't hit the join button, if you've never done that on a channel before, try me out for a month. $5. You get into all my members-only segments and content, including a stream tonight. Zinthos is going to help 5 of you out right now. Zinthos gifting 5 members to the community. Bamafan, Harry, Clamp Cut Tie, Raphael, and Ark. Wait, Raphael, is that you? Is that poker playing Raphael from back in the day? Butted heads with me a couple of times, Raphael. Is that you? That's old school. Yo, another 5 from Dark Age Gaming. That puts us at 44 members for the day. At 50, I got to give 5. We're almost there. You guys are awesome. Jay Huddy, Keith Schaefer, Goose the Pharaoh, GTR Nemo, and Matthew Griffin. Thank you guys so much. If you just got a gifted member, make sure you get in my Discord server. Make sure you have notifications turned on this channel. I'll be streaming tonight around 8 p.m. Eastern with my man Hilly, having some drinks and laughs. Usually Friday night I'm playing games with my wife or doing community game night with you. We did a surprise community game night last week with Among Us Hide and Seek. And this is something you can do as a member. So if you didn't get a gifted membership, be here as often as you can. You might get one. Or do one on your own. Right? You have $5, get you in. Hey! Zubair says I'll do some. Look at that. Look at that sexy man. It puts his little face in the box. That puts us at 49. Look at that. Thank you so much, Zubair. Mistfiend, ARXR, Alejandro de la Rosa, and Gara and Ghost Dragon. You guys all got gifted a member. And Matthew Johnson says, let's round it out. Let's round it out to 50, but Fonzo's going to push us to 55. He's already starting the next batch of 25 members. He's already done it. We only need 20 more now. Fonzo's like, nope, let's keep it going. 5 from Fonzo. Uchiha, B, Skynet, Resurrect, and Gaming in Space. I get a little nervous when we go crazy during a Call of Duty stream, gifting members because of what happened last time. But the fact that I'm just seeing regular, loyal names, I'm like, no, let's keep it going. Let's go until we don't recognize the people that are getting them. Like, if I recognize your name, then we're getting the right people in the door. Like, people like ARXR, Ghost Dragon, people like Kyle and Resurrect. I'm like, no, we're getting the right folks. We are. Here comes my 5. There we go. And another 20. Every 25, I have to do that as a thank you. So there goes my 5. So if that says 75, I'll do it again. So another 20. And thank you so much for starting that next one, Fonzo. There we go. Gray Fox, Vijay, Ryan Butler, Jeremy Waters, and Orange Spawn. Welcome on in to Reforge Gaming. You guys can watch those members segments that we do Monday through Friday in the middle of the day when I take my lunch break. One sec. Let's see here. Server settings, integrations, manage, Reforge Gaming sync. And there we go. There we go. How about now? Which channel? Yeah, somebody, I don't know. Somebody might not be in the right. Nitro Fusion says he's a member. I just synced it, and it gave a bunch of people their member perks in the Discord. So, send your boy some Reforge Roast. Look, man. I'm not. I'll send this to you. It was real easy. All you gotta do is go to reforgeroast.com and order some. Right? That's all you gotta do. Listen, if you want this, come on, autofocus. There we go. You want this? This white, nice white bag. Hashtag white Frickmas. The printer's made a mistake, but you guys get a limited edition bag that I sign. You know what I should do? Watch this. Hang on. Oops. There we go. Now it's not so bright when we come over here. I can use the bag to kind of lock in the... see, now both scenes look similar in their lighting. The white balance isn't so extreme over there. White bag, black coffee. That's right. You can't go beyond this pole. What do you got? Billy. Those are your teeth? Why are they not in your mouth? No. It's white bag, black coffee. She said white coffee, white streamer. She just... That's unkind. I don't want your teeth mold, kiddo. Okay. All right, you guys ready? My daughter got a permanent retainer. Don't take on it. It's so hard to hold on to. Your teeth are... My daughter... This is what my daughter's teeth look like. She's a dinosaur. My wife said we should start an OnlyFans. I put this bag in front of myself and say, where does the streamer in the bag begin? Because it's so white and... I hate it here. I'm kidding. Stop that, boy. Stop that. It's not appropriate. Yeah, so when you guys order a coffee and gift memberships, you're helping pay for my daughter's mouth. Orthodontist bills or... Yeah, they're doing a bunch of work now. Yeah. Gorilla confirms it's working on a Horizon online co-op game. Nice. Oh, yeah, because it's Friday, Mama. Should I have lunch in like... 15 minutes? 15 minutes? Come on. You come down and you disrupt the whole show. Show me teeth. And now, of course... What do you mean it's boring to see a man with... Get out of here. What? All right, somebody gifted members. I got people in the chat that like me. Thank you, Super Gaming, for gifting 10 members. My family is roasting me right now. Big Evil, Sly J, Bull, Albania, Ollie, Primordial, Trent, Mythos, Brutal Gear, and Sound Turnip. Good to see names I recognize like Brutal Gear getting a membership. That is 10. That takes us to 65. That puts us 10 away from another 25. Every 25, and I got to give 5. Thank you guys so much. Let's not get this twisted. I'm just here for the coffee. Yeah, apparently. Hey, somebody ordered some coffee. A bag of Frickmas to Matt Bags. Thank you so much. Thanks for a huge day, guys. Thanks so much. Good turnout, good discussion, good debating back and forth. Let's get 12 more likes on the video. Discord's crab in the bed. Yeah, it acted funky on me last night. Like, I kept opening it, and it was like, it just wasn't working. Okay. Tons of people becoming members. Tons of people smashing like and jumping in. Our second show today is going to be me and... Oops, I need to schedule it. It's going to be me and my man Mike, me and 30 and So Gaming, talking about the new Transformers game. Really excited to jump into that discussion with him. It's a weekly podcast we call the Reforge Rundown, and we'll be doing that together. Very, very excited about that one. And he apparently has done a ton of research, and I'm going to get an education on this game and things that he has found. Apparently he's found like tweets and a bunch of comments and stuff that they've made. Transformers. They don't have Transformers reactivate yet. I'll just pick Transformers, I guess. There's no game to pick. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Okay. We used to do the Reforge Roundtable, but our third compadre, Ginger, got like a jobby job, like a real job. Unlike those of us that do YouTube as a job. It's not a real job. I'm just kidding. And so he can't be there anymore. And we wanted to continue doing a show. We thought maybe a two-man show would be better. There is the opportunity to have guests on. I have talked with Doc Dark about joining us maybe 1 week. So appreciate you guys so much. Transformers so hype I can't think. All hail Megatron. Yeah, Creature's a bad guy. Optimus Prime versus Megatron. I grew up more with the toys and not the cartoon, so I didn't have like the cartoon, on daily, like so many of you might have. We played with the toys because our friends had the toys. We were not a well-off family, so we usually had to play with toys at somebody else's house. That was usually how it went. And my mom had a friend who had like an actual sound wave and stuff. So, but we still have a lot of people here. So I am curious about something, right? I want to know. Let's get the discussion back on track here. When it comes to all the offerings that Call of Duty has right now, where are you spending most of your time? DMZ, MW2 Warzone, or I guess we could put Spec Ops. Should we do a poll? Start a poll. Call of Duty. Where are you spending most of your time? All right. We got Warzone. We got MW2 multiplayer. We got DMZ. And we got Spec Ops. Raid. Warzone, MW2 multiplayer, DMZ, Spec Ops, Raid. I want to know. I want to know where you're spending most of your time. Thank you again to everybody who gifted members, Super Gaming, and everybody else, putting that to 65. If it hits 75, I'll gift 5 as a thank you and to pay it forward. If you got a gifted member today, we hope to see you in our Discord. We hope we see you in the members-only content. Take that poll at the top of the chat. Keep smashing the like button. Keep being awesome. Keep the chat going. Let's not lull out here at the end. We've got still some time here before we're going to go to the next show, and I don't want to completely derail the conversation and be way out in left field off topic. So let me continue to check on that. Okay. And how we doing over there today? What about here? Hey! Oh, that's an old short. Never mind. Oh, I didn't give you your short this morning, and I freaking made it. Wait. Creature, did I upload the short about the raid, and did we just not run it over there? Or did I forget to upload it? I can upload it if you want it over there. I made it. I know I made it. I made it last night on the couch. I might have forgot to upload it. I need a poll option for hovering over the play button and then changing my mind. Where's the option for uninstall? We tried. We tried what? If I was playing COD, it would be Warzone. Shipment is where I will be living in-game for at least the rest of the month. Main next to. I just keep playing the cat jumping mission in the campaign. I play multiplayer despite it. I didn't upload it? That's so weird. I made it. I swore I uploaded it on the couch. We'll live without it? I made it. We should run it. I have it. It's 55 seconds long. All right. I'm sending it over there. I'm sending it over there, dude. Shipment is your stuff. What's that one that everybody got so excited about, like Shoot House? I had a lot of people saying that, like, that's all they want to play is Shoot House. I don't know if there's people sort of in that funnel of mindset of, like, that's all I want to play. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? I'm going to call this one Modern Warfare 2 SBMM to blame. I'm just going to say that. Modern Warfare 2 SBMM to blame. There you go. Heading your way. Shoot House is good. Shoot House is the best for grinding gold. So that's where you grind like your guns. Why is it the best for grinding gold? Like, just because the games are quick, lots of kills. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You're just going to be, you know, it's just a meat grinder of kills. I'm at tier 4 and tier 3 missions now in DMZ. Man, I was really enjoying the DMZ, Eugene. I really was. I just don't have anywhere to fit it. If I was taking the poll, that's what I would pick. I would pick DMZ. Well, if I was playing. Here's a question, says Creature. Do you think Call of Duty wanting to do a Ghost spinoff is a result of them seeing that PvE and PvP content can't coexist in the base game, much like Warzone? Could that be their way out for PvE content? Yeah, I don't know. You mean what you're describing, Creature, is instead of it sort of being housed in the game, it wouldn't be housed in the game. It would be its own thing, its own side game. So it wouldn't be like, yeah, switch from this to Spec Ops, switch from this to a raid. I love DMZ, but Spec Ops and the raid's more enjoyable if I have friends to play with. Right, it would be on the hub. I mean, I could see that almost feeling like its own separate entity, its own separate game, you know, where people say, hey, if you want to come play this, this is like the PvE side of the game. You know, I think that could be something that folks respond to, or at the very least, it would start to make it feel more siloed. I just think the general problem at a starting point level, like right here at the bottom, the people jumping into this game are now just not thinking about the game in the way that they used to. They're not looking at it the same way. They're not saying, oh, let's go play and meet some of the boys. Let's go do this. Let's grind. Let's get that. Let's get this. I think everybody's treating the game very, very differently. You know, they're treating it in a way where it's so much more it's transactional of, well, I just got to get in. I got to get my thing going. I got to get my that going. And, you know, skill-based matchmaking is a threat to my fun, and or skill-based matchmaking is protecting me and keeping me from getting, you know, obliterated. There's a variety of ways to look at it. I think in general, though, the actual community at large is just not going to embrace this kind of content. I just don't think so. And it's unfortunate because I saw a lot of potential in it. And now I'm saying, no, I don't think so. I think the ship sailed. I think they set that ship out to sea a long, long time ago. Like, the real question you got to ask is, are there enough people in COD's community and player base that are going to want to play this stuff and organize to justify its existence? Because is it driving revenue? And are there people outside the Call of Duty community that would come in? I've been trying to gift members through the mobile browser for a while now, which used to work fine. Now, not only do I not have the dollar symbol anymore, I can't even access chat. I wonder if anyone else is having this issue. Ignore the Astrocross recommends. I don't mind the Astrocross recommends. I like him. Wouldn't it be in chat? You're not showing me my chat. Get in the chat. Isn't the dollar symbol at the bottom of chat? I thought if you wanted to gift members on mobile, you had to be in the actual chat box. You're not in the chat box, would be my thought. Hang on, let me pull it up on mine. Yeah, there's a dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat box. Super sticker, super chat membership. Yeah, hang on. Let me get on my own account, because right now I can't gift as a non-member. You have to be a member to gift. Yeah, I can't do it either. I just have a dollar symbol with membership, super chat, and super sticker. This is the browser version. That's the problem. I have no chat box. Oh, right. The chat box button is supposed to be right next to the like count, and it's just not there. Yeah, it's supposed to be likes, live chat, share, report. You have save. My save's all the way on the other side. Can you scroll? Can you scroll over in that menu? Like, what happens when you try to scroll? Oh, you scrolled all the way to the right, and it's just report. You already did. Yeah, I don't freaking know, bro. I don't know. Don't know why. Don't know why it's not working. Somebody else test it out. See, I think the gifted member thing's broken. Solemn can't do it. DMZ is cool, but I wish the inventory was better, TBH. Not the app. No, he says he used to have to do it in the browser. Can you request the non-mobile site, Solemn? Like, get rid of the m.youtube and go to the browser. Go to the actual web. Go to the desktop version. Yo, what's good, M-Man June? I'm hyped for Reforge Roast today. Been shipped to my house. Nice. The inventory is a DMZ and Warzone issue. So what's the issue with the inventory and the looting? I've seen a lot of people complain about the Modern Warfare 2 looting and the Warzone 2 looting and inventory. What's the issue there with those? Like, what's people's main complaints? Because I mean, there are things in DMZ that I get frustrated by. Usually it's like when there's a bunch of lockers next to each other. and I'm trying to like individually like pop them all open. I honestly think you should just be able to like go down a row of lockers and just hit the pop button and everything should just drop on the floor. It's trash. UI is bad. No. You're not giving me any information though. We've established that you think it's bad and it's trash. I'm asking why. What are you snagging on? What is it? That car drives poorly. Okay, how? Bad handling, bad alignment. Like what are the things that you're tripping on? You can see I have the app version open separately and a pop-up already in the screenshot, so it's not the app. Yeah. I need a way to prioritize what I want to pick up. I don't but okay. All right. But it does that. Like once I pick up a hard drive, anytime I open something that has a hard drive, it automatically loots it. So that's kind of already there. That's not quite what you're describing, though. For example, if I loot an extra vest and I leave the DMZ and I exfil, I only get one vest. Yeah, it would be nice to go on like vest runs or like you know, loadout runs, get a bunch of stuff, exfil, then you'll have it for the next run. Yeah. I think that'd be nice. To give a better example, in other exfil games, when you loot extra items like vest and gas mask and stuff, you get to keep them. I mean, I've said for a while that in the DMZ, let's say I have a 3-plate vest and a self-revive, but I just want to go in and grind some stuff without my buddies. I should be able to take those things off. Like, let me go in totally naked. Like, let me actually go in with nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? So then I can save my 3-plate vest and my self-revive for like another run. Biggest issue is I can't loot a better backpack off a player. Lono's trying to play naked and afraid. That's right. They got to tone down the SBMM on gifting. It's a skill issue. It really is. Tarkov-style games are the next big thing. I mean, Eugene was saying that the other day. I don't think exfil games are gonna take over and be. It's not like this next big wave. I think you're gonna see people try to do it, but I also think you're gonna see a lot of people just say that I just don't like it. I think you're gonna have a hard time filling the funnel unless you're a well-known game, right? We are sitting at 1,439 members. We're officially 61 members away from 1,500. We really want to hit 1,500. That's like the next goal. 2,000's like the true goal. But man, you guys got us really close. Thank you. Can't auto pickup. For sure, they won't take over. But the amount of times PC players get asked when Tarkov's coming to console is crazy. Psycho Frontier is great. Psycho Frontier Steam charts. You know, there's 1,700 people playing right now, and they had a 40,000 player peak. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's really, really hard to fill that player funnel. You got to be a big, big game. You know, you got to be a big game. I don't think you can just kind of break onto the scene as an exfil game. I think that's very challenging. How do you play? Is Escape from Tarkov a Steam game? I'm not seeing a Steam chart for it. I was gonna check it. It's the next wave. Does it surpass the big established games? No, but it will make its mark. Yes. No, I don't think so. I just don't. I like them. They're fun. It's essentially a rogue. It's essentially a rogue game in a BR setting, and I think that's like a really, really fun appeal. Like, I was enjoying it, but I don't think it's going to be the next wave because I don't think there's enough people to want to play them. I don't think it's enough. There's enough people that want to play them. It's a particular style of player that really wants to dive in and continue to play them. And the minute you have a couple of really established games that do it, like Tarkov and DMZ, everybody else is just going to really struggle to get anybody to play their game, because I don't think the demand is high enough for them. I think they have a demand problem, which means as soon as the market gets a little saturated, you're done. Hey, somebody ordered a Frickmas blend and a tumbler. Thank you so much. If you want to say who you are in chat, feel free. You didn't put a username, so I don't want to say your actual name. A bag of Frickmas and a tumbler. Thank you very much for that. It takes a different type of player to play exfil games, and then why play a new exfil game when you can play Tarkov? That was me. Thank you, Silver Subaru, for ordering a bag of Frickmas and getting yourself a tumbler. We do have merch, by the way. It's all coffee merch right now. There is some Reforge Gaming merch, but for the most part, it's all coffee merch. You can choose like a Team Dark, Team Light mug. Maybe we should have a Team Frick mug. You guys got to look into Marauders. I've heard good things about Marauders. Bungie's developing an extraction shooter based off of Marathon. Yes, and if that game gets a good funnel and is healthy, you've got their name behind it. You know what I mean? Paul does say it's bigger than Warzone right now. Oh yeah, DMZ. Yeah. Our audience though, man, I don't know. Rest of the merch will be out in the wild in January. There is a Team Frick mug and a Team Frick shirt. Oh, there is. Shows how much I know. Shows how much I know. I got merch and I didn't even realize it. I want to see this. Team Frick. What? Oh yeah, look at that. Team Frick. You frick. I don't know, mama. Guys, do me a favor. Keep smashing the like button. Keep being awesome. Keep talking in the chat. Ordering coffee. Gifting members. When we hit 75 down in the corner, I got to gift 5 more. I'll be right back. Thank you to all the new subscribers as well today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm a Safe for Work broadcaster. If you like podcasts that are about video games, Monday through Friday, we're doing this thing. And we got another show coming up. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right. What do we got? What do we got? Anything happened while I was gone? Am I the other one here? Where Lono's office and workspace makes me jealous how nice everything is. Looks great. Does it really look that good? It feels a little messy to me, but I mean, you know, there's controllers and stuff on the food. Yeah, we'll be doing the rundown with Mike. The Reforge rundown's coming up in about 15 minutes about Transformers. Vast improvement from posters hanging sideways on the wall. They weren't sideways; they were up and down. When I first started streaming, it was the Modern Warfare 3 time poster and then the Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven poster. I attached them to like really big boxes behind me. What about the tilted LED strip down below? What? Are those the magnet posters? They are. I need to reach back out to them. Not tilted, it's the angle. Yeah, it's the shape of the room. It's not tilted. That's the floor. That's what the floor does. You know what a vanishing point is? Have you ever taken an art class? I came here for the music and I stayed for the conversation. Thank you. For the music, that's a rare one. Yeah. For a copyright-free playlist that you can access on Spotify. That's why you're here. Yeah. Is the Star Wars Hunters game a BR? I thought it was an arena thing. Yeah, it's PvP competitive arena combat. It's not a BR. I told streamers before that I subbed for the emotes. They didn't take it too kindly. The number one mistake that streamers make in general is they take things personal. Like the number one thing. They just shouldn't do it. Bear with me while I eat. I know we're not really talking about the subject. In a few minutes, we're going to be setting up for the next stream. Usually I do this with members and we just hang out and look at trailers and stuff, but Fridays are a little different. Yeah, I don't care. We can do that, creature. Carrots after an apple. I've made a terrible mistake. I should have eaten the carrots first. Man, what a fail. The apples were so good. And so sweet, but oh golly. Going from apples to carrots. Ugh. Ugh. I gotta set my camera up. Cable. Rookie mistake. Yeah, I love carrots. But the apple is so sweet. The apple is just so sweet. Whoo. Do. Hang on. Do this. Let me do this. Are we on the microphone? We are. Start the video call. Pop out. Now we're on grid.
Yo.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yep, I can.
Let me move the camera over here. Swap screens.
Hot sauce on carrots. That'd be pretty good. I made the mistake of eating my lunch in the wrong order.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean? You made a mistake just eating lunch? Or
Yeah.
Just the... Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally ate a human finger. No, I
hate when that happens.
Isn't that the worst when you're just like accidentally cannibal? I ate the apples first, and now I'm eating the carrots.
Oh.
Nope. Should have gone carrots first.
When you eat, do you, like, obviously, I think a lot of people do this, but subconsciously, like, if you're eating, like, a steak, and you have, like, a baked potato, and you have, like, corn or whatever, like, something on that plate tastes better than the other thing, and you're like, that's the last thing I want.
Yeah.
The last bite, right? Like you strategically like leave it left on the plate. And you're like, this is the best thing on the plate, so this is the last bite I want to take.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you got a steak, if you have a steak on the plate, the last 2 or 3 bites have to just be steak. Like the asparagus needs to be gone, the potato needs to be gone. Oh yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, 100%. My brother-in-law, he eats like a military guy. Like, he doesn't like his food touching. So, like, he only eats one thing at a time. Like, he will not take, like, steak and then potato. He eats all potato, all corn, all steak. Like, it's
Does he eat in like 9 minutes flat?
No, because he's not actually a military guy. It's just weird. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All the military guys I know.
Yeah, they only have a certain amount of time to eat. Yeah, that's why.
What just happened? Why'd your mic get so loud?
I have no idea.
That was so weird.
Is it still loud?
I had you bumped, and I'm not going to bump you anymore. It sounds like you just suddenly.
Well, I opened up a program to help my camera, so it might have picked up something or changed something. Now it's back to normal.
Okay.
Because I just booted up my computer. So
that is weird. Yeah, all the military guys I knew were like shoulders hunched over. It's like they're almost like gargoyling over the food, and just.
Yeah, because they only have a certain amount of time to.
Yeah.
To shove it down.
In 9 minutes, that Thanksgiving dinner is gone.
It's like you slave over the stove for like 12 hours, and they're like 9 minutes. Like, thanks, Mom, and they move on.
Like, it was great, and they leave.
Indigestion, heartburn.
She's like, the rolls are almost done. She comes walking out with them. They're already gone.
Yeah. What's going on, chat? Yeah, I completely beat High on Life. Fantastic game. Oh,
you did?
Yeah, I beat the whole thing. Yeah.
I wanted to finish it. I was having fun.
Yeah, I didn't 100%. I just finished the story, and I'm gonna go back because obviously going around trying to find chests and stuff is not the most exciting thing for chat to watch. So.
I wanted it to be a looter. You know what I mean? I wanted to have so many guns.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, I think it's just perfect the way it is. I see what you're saying about as far as like when I first opened up one of those chests, I thought we were finding weapons, but then it was just the coins, and I was just like, oh, this is disappointing because I'm so like, I want to loot, man, I want to loot. But then I was just like, as I was playing through the game, I was like, this is perfect. Like the amount of guns you get, the amount of dialogue, and how the length, because it's about 9 to 10 hours if you go through the main story. I think it's just perfect. It's a perfect length for that type of game.
It seems to be getting good reviews. I'm not seeing anybody like shredding it. I saw a couple of articles that were like, there's not much here, but other than that, it seemed like it was getting decent praise.
We had a couple people on my stream in chat. They actually sat and watched the movies inside the game, and it's 100% the full movies. There's like three or four feature length films inside the game, which in itself is hilarious.
I got nervous and I trimmed the end of my stream because I was like, I'm gonna get DMCA'd just because the opening credits of the Sammy and the T-Rex played.
Yeah, Tammy and the T-Rex. Yeah. Well, there's at one point I'm staring at the screen. I was like, is that a penis on the screen? Like, because an alien like penis on the screen, right? And I was like, nah, it can't be. And then later in the story, it literally says they're watching porn, and I was just like, oh, for God's sakes. Alien porn. They also had how far along are you in the game? I don't want to ruin anything.
I didn't get very long because like,
okay, I won't say anything.
I had a really weird experience with it. So like for the first 45 minutes, we had this huge response. Everybody was pouring in, and then I think the dialogue drove a lot of my audience away because I'm safe for work, and because it was just so many F-bombs. So I think a lot of people were just like, "Oh, I'm leaving. I can't do this," because I was really enjoying it, and I wish I had time to finish it.
I'm older than Lono. I'm not younger than Lono. I'm older than Lono. I think by 3 years. You're 41?
Yeah, I'm 41.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a moment. Did you ever play South Park? The South Park games?
No, I never played any of the South Park games.
Oh, well, they're fantastic, but they're little dodgy on certain aspects when you're streaming, right? So there's a moment like that happens in this game. It all depends on how you are as a person. I was laughing so hard when it was happening, but there's little moments like that. It's I want this game to be, I don't know if it'll win, but I definitely want it to be nominated for multiple categories for next year's Video Game Award. It's a shame that it came right after, like literally days after the Video Game Award show. So it's like so early on in the next year's running. So people probably forget and whatnot. But the dialogue and the writing in this game, in High on Life, phenomenal, like fantastic. Like it's better writing than 80% of the feature films and stuff that are coming out right now.
Yeah, I was struck by the writing. It was obviously very like curse word laden. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just kind of adjusted. I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna swear a lot.
Yeah, the characters, the guns. People think they're gonna get annoying when they talk, but keep it on. Don't adjust that chat like for the guns. Like that is what the game is. That's the identity of the games. Is the guns like crap talking you and giving you that dialogue as you're doing this stuff. I've never felt a game before where you use a gun and when you switch back to the other gun, it makes you feel guilty that you weren't using that gun. Right? It literally tells you, it's like, oh, I thought you were mad at me. Why didn't you use me for the last light? And you're like, oh, I should have been using this gun. Why wasn't I using this gun?
Community's divided on this game. It had performance issues that they patched like right away.
I like the I don't know how many boss battles you did. I mean, I think there's 7. I think there's 7 boss fights in total.
Yeah, and I just did the first one.
Each one's different. Each one feels different the way they do it. And it makes you use the guns. Like if you find that one gun that's good for you, like you like that gun, it's better if you alternate in the middle of the fight. It's really good. Give me 1 second. Let me grab a drink.
All right. Not gonna get any award recognition. Yeah, the users are scoring it higher than the critics. Like it's got an 8 on PC on Metacritic and an 8.3 on the Xbox Series X. That's weird. That's weird that the critics have it as like a 6 and the audience is giving it an 8. That's a pretty big spread, honestly. Usually it's the other way around. Usually if something's kind of mid, kind of mediocre, it'll get like 8s. It'll get like 7 and 8s from the critics, and then it'll get like 6s from the community. So that's an interesting... That's honestly an interesting divide. There's a line where the gun comments on level design, and this guy says, "Oh, Kotaku and IGN better mark a point off." Yeah. It's funny that they took shots. Yeah, if you look at the Mike, if you look at the Metacritic scores, it's averaging like a 6 to a 6.5 from the critics, but then it's averaging like an 8 from the audience.
That's not a surprise. Some of the reviewers don't even know what they're talking about. They'll give one game. They'll give one game an 8, and then they didn't finish the game, or they'll give it a 6, and then they didn't finish the game, and then they go back and finish the game, and they give it like a 6.2. It's like, what? Like there's no rhyme or reason. They give what they give. They gave Gotham Knights. They gave it a 5 or a 6 IGN, and then they gave Call of Duty a 6, right? Like just a smidgen higher than Gotham Knights, and then they gave like an 8 to like Sonic Frontiers, but yet while Sonic Frontiers, where they were complaining about Sonic Frontiers, they were saying how glitchy and buggy and all this other stuff, and they're like, but I had fun. It's an 8. It's like, what? What is your scale system? What's your rating system that you're doing?
Yeah, the MW2 campaign getting 1 point higher than Gotham Knights. I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't know.
It sounded like with that review for Call of Duty, it sounded like he was reviewing the other past Call of Duties and comparing it to that one instead of just reviewing that one. Is what it felt like. Yeah. Before we go, this is why I don't review games. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Before we go over to the show, guys, I want to thank Quintar for getting 2 bags of Frickmas and a Team Light tumbler. Guys, thanks so much for ordering coffee, for ordering merch. When we go over to this show, It's a little bit of a different style, but I need you guys to contribute to the chat and the conversation because we want to include you in the conversation. Mike and I will do some of our own talking, but he will look at chat, I will look at chat, we will respond to what you're saying. So in the past, when we did the roundtable, chat kind of would go to sleep because we wouldn't pull chat in that much, and we don't want that to be the vibe of this show that we're about to do, called The Rundown. Obviously, if we have a guest, your engagement might get a little less attention. But when we go over to this stream, make sure you're also smashing the like button. We don't like to harp on that anymore in general. We certainly don't want to have to mention it during a podcast where we are having a co-host or a guest. Let me get the button here. Let me hit Discord. All right, let me hit Discord with an announcement, and then we're going to get a tweet out, and then we're going to get a show. Okay, I can do that. I can do that, creature. Now, if you've never been here before and done a redirect, guys, I can take you to the next stream with a redirect. It will redirect to the new stream. Now, it doesn't always work. If you are prone to being one of the people where it doesn't sort of work for you, I'm going to provide you with a link in chat. All right? I'm going to provide you with a link in chat. So click that link and head over. We'll get the next show started. Excuse me.
Recon, but let's do it. Let's do it. That's one of the guns inside of High on Life. It's fantastic. Let's do it. It's like Rocky.
Thanks so much for clicking on this video. A weekly segment we called the Reforge Rundown, and this week we're going to kick things off mainly talking about Transformers Reactivate. If you missed this Transformers game announcement during the Game Awards, we have been combing over lots of different pieces of artwork, announcements. There was also leaks of a game previously being built and now being handed off that really points to potentially very good things. So me and my man 30 and So Gaming are going to chop this up. I'm going to end the previous stream. We were talking about the Modern Warfare 2 raid and why I think skill-based matchmaking is going to hurt that piece of content as well as others. I'm going to end that video.